never ever forget. We will never, never ever forget. We will never, never ever forget. Oh, 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 oh. We're wrong. Oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
Across the table from you once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And oh, 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 we run, oh, 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 oh. Forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We run, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we rolled. A critical hit to the heart. We will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We run, oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
Across the table from you once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. Oh, the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to get a level. And oh, 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 we run, oh, 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 oh. Forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We run, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we rolled. A critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever
Hang on a second, I gotta check one thing. Bam. Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me make sure my microphones are working everywhere. We have audio sources. Guys, say something. That's what's not working. Something always has to be broken. Something always has to be broken. I'm fixing now. Doop. And there we go. Looks like everyone's up and running. Yep, because I can see Kel humming. All right, folks. Thank you very much for joining us back on Dinner and a Game. We really appreciate everyone being here for us to play this wonderful, wonderful session of The Walking Dead, and our story arc is titled Jazz Funeral because it is set in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, this is going to be a multi-season style game because The Walking Dead can be very violent. It can be very, very, very emotionally draining. And we will probably be taking breaks with other smaller games in between. And we're going to break this up into seasons. And this is season 1, which is titled Jazz Funeral. I already have the title for the next season. I already know what it's going to entail. And I figured this is session 6 of season 1. I figure we have at most 20 sessions in season 1. Probably not going to get that far because the story is moving along much faster than I thought it would. But depending on how other things come up, which are going to be even more drastic, it could resolve itself still within 20 sessions, but it looks like it's made closer to like the high teens. And then at which time we'll be, taking a momentary break, playing something else, a little bit, something small, maybe letting some other people run some short stuff if they want to. And then we will be jumping into season 2. So just wanted to set some expectations for everybody so they can understand what's going on. Because another thing is the audience also sometimes needs a break from The Walking Dead because it's not happy. It's not a happy-go-lucky thing. It is definitely something that you need to have your expectations set for properly, and you need to make sure that you understand exactly what is happening and what is going to happen. So, all that being said, tonight what we're doing is we're finishing up the last session of The Walking Dead because we ended on a very, very tense scene where our players had pretty much... Why is this not working? Are you guys getting any audio from Foundry?
I have mine muted. So yeah, I got mine muted too, so I'll give you a second.
Yeah, mine was muted. So let me see.
Brother, it's working.
No. Oh, there it is.
Okay, I'm going to try and refresh mine because...
Yeah, you just have to click on the actual currently playing thing, and it'll jumpstart it sometimes.
I turned the playlist volume up, and it sounded right off.
Yeah, click on the volume and mess with that because it's sometimes loading from the server.
Oh, I know what's going on. I'm a genius. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I was having a little bit of trouble with my own brain, and now it is decided it's going to work for me, and I'm going to remember that I have to do that. There's the sound. All right, so, but as I was saying, what we're going to be doing from this point on is focusing on this storyline until it resolves to the end of this season, at which point we're going to have a season finale, and we're going to have a cast wrap session, which is going to be basically us getting together, going over the finer points of the season and everything like that. As I said, I expect that to be happening probably right around our Christmas break-ish, right around there, or right as we come back for the new year. So that's pretty much what we're looking at for this first season. We hope you guys enjoy it. We hope you guys stick with us through it. It is going to be an ongoing thing. Also, at the break, we'll be allowing people, if anyone has a character that they think they would want to retire to play something else, it's a great time to flip characters, change up storylines, anything like that. So, in the meantime, let's go ahead and Oh, let's do a little bit of housekeeping real quick. If you guys notice, we have new intros loaded up, and those intros are allowing us to do things like introduce our players and where you can find them on the massive interwebs. So I can just look at them and go, "Hi guys, how you doing?" Kel won't come on screen, so I can't make fun of him.
Hi.
But yeah,
I'm chewing on pizza.
I know. So these pre-rolls are designed to help us with not trying to start as late and jumping into the game. And as you can see, stuff like our sponsorship with Many Worlds Taverns is there. You can find their links in our chats. You can find the links for these amazing players in our chats as well. I'm going to put them in right now just to make sure they go through. But we have such as good God, Geek Girl Lissa's information can be found here. If I could type. And the Hipster GM can be found here. Kel can be found here. And Dinner and the Games information can be found at our link tree, which is here. Also, if you saw our merch being promoted there, our shirts, like the one I'm wearing now, which is "Intelligence is a Dumb Stat," one of our mottos for our Wednesday night game, and we have stuff like our new lines of 3D printed terrain that we're going to be selling, which are great for doing D&D games, and are also great for doing stuff like Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy, and stuff like that. We're going to have all that set up on there. Yes.
I would like to suggest a piece of merch for this show.
What's that?
Roll for Death Glare.
Roll for Death Glare?
I would like a shirt that says "Roll for Arson."
Roll for Arson's not bad either. That's good in general for games. Yeah.
Yeah, those fit.
Yeah.
Yep. I was
If you
say,
did not catch last episode, I managed to roll so high on a manipulation check that a man stopped dead in his tracks, yelped when some walkers hit him, and met his demise because I mean mugged him. That's how I've been describing it. I mean mugged a man to death.
Yep, that was
wrong.
It was sad but true.
Yeah, I don't know about sad. I was happy about it.
It's probably sad for the dude you killed.
Look,
no, the guy was trying to kill him.
I will ask, how old did he look?
Oh no, he was
like how old?
He was young.
He was like 19-ish.
Remember, he was in a mask. He was
was in a mask as well? Oh, covered in guts. Okay.
Yeah. But you could tell just by the way he looked and acted and everything, he was young. He's a kitty. Yeah. Hello, Chandra. Are you gonna be a zombie? Bite mommy. Bite mommy, Chandra. Chandra, bite mommy. Where's the zombie?
I think I have found.
I think she's enamored with the ceiling fan right now.
Oh, strawberry blondes. They're so easy to fascinate.
Oh,
there
it
you
is.
go. Bite mama. Yay, zombie kitty. All right, so what were we going to say, Hipster? Corey?
Oh, nothing important.
Okay, got it. All right, so we're going to jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to get into Jazz Funeral, our Walking Dead Chronicle. When we left off, we were in the middle of an attack that was seemed to be being
perpetrated
by the Reclaimed. That's what they're called, right? The Reclaimed.
Yep.
Yeah, the Reclaimed, which is one of the two major factions in the city of New Orleans. The other faction is called the Tower because they are literally held up in an old abandoned high-rise building tower. And the Reclaimed are people who are thrown out of the tower.
Or denied entry to begin
with. Yeah. Or people who the Reclaimed have gotten to before they made it to the tower and kind of absorbed. Now, the Reclaimed led a group of walkers into our hero's compound, which was basically once a very well-off walled subdivision down near Lake Pontchartrain. And they pretty much had been able to keep it secure, the original residents who remained. Most of the residents had fled. There's only they only knew of one real original resident, who was Marianne, who was kind of led the entire area. A bunch of other people had come in while they were trying to get out of the city, had managed to get this far and had been basically helping Maria, sorry, not Marianne, but helping Maria actually get the place livable and try and recruit and try and find food and everything like that. And it turned out that one of them was actually a traitor who had been sent in to infiltrate them by the Reclaimed, because the Reclaimed had his daughter. And so he was eventually discovered, met a horribly untimely fate. I mean,
I could have let him bleed out.
you could have let him become a walker.
Oh, I could have put him down immediately after, but I showed him a little kindness.
But
But
God,
it's, for those of you who are not aware, that is the name of my small sawed-off 20 gauge. It is called Kindness.
Yep.
That's its name.
Kill them with kindness.
Yep.
Mhm.
But during the entire situation with the walkers,
That's the
the
bit.
heroes kind of got trapped in a house. One of the NPCs that was with them, Dave, managed to stop them from getting overrun inside the house by literally hoisting a couch, using the weight of the couch to push back a group of walkers that are coming in the front door, and then backing that same couch at least most of the way up a set of stairs and dropping it in the way so the walkers couldn't come up. Doing that, he completely blew out his back. They literally had to drag him the rest of the way up the stairs. He could not move anymore. But so he is back in that house. They made their way around the walkers group, and some of them ran back through the cul-de-sac and cut through yards to get back to their original location. And at least one of them followed the walkers around. And through several instances involving the death glare and some Molotov cocktail chucking, there were the two groups had reached a point where there's no sure outcome. So Coco actually managed
Hiding myself amongst the walkers and disappearing into the crowd, made my way directly to a central ring of the Reclaimed, and then requested parley.
And the Reclaimed granted parley because they, but mostly because it was Allie.
Andy,
because Andy precisely threw a Molotov cocktail that one of the Reclaimed then brilliantly shot in midair and rained burning death across a large swath of their walker population. And so that was a big part of it, I'm sure, but they were, there's something to be said for parley.
they seemed.
I just
Does it seem in the short conversation that this, did they seem nervous? Like this was more of a resistance than they thought they would get?
Remember, the guy I said didn't seem to show any emotions whatsoever.
I mean, the guys in the ring that let me in. Did there seem to be any kind of maybe unassuredness there?
They didn't look happy at all. They're nervous as shit. None of them are happy. But then again, none of them you've run into so far have been really happy about the situation.
Yeah,
they're not the Whispers. They don't like walking with the dead. They don't feel comfortable doing it. They don't want to do it. Several of them usually end up dying just because they freak out too much. And so this is you're quickly getting the idea that the people with this guy are not here voluntarily.
So that would mean that this is not a regimented force. These guys are kind of forced into this by this one guy who seems to be some kind of lieutenant level person for the Reclaimed. He's definitely not the leader. I've seen the leader. I know he's not the actual leader of it.
No,
he's not. Yeah.
Yep. So you guys have been prepared. You managed to go back, communicate this to the people.
We were given an hour, correct? And then and then me and one other member of the community need to meet him in the third house on the right down the street.
On the left.
Third house
It's one
on
of
the
the
left.
ones on the inside of the cul-de-sac. Because remember, it's a horseshoe. So it's one of the ones with the houses in the middle, the ones with the smallest yards. But he's third house on the left. And I remember that you went into Mariana's house looking for them, and you discovered that they were in a fucking
Panic Room. And they admitted to us that they did not care what happened to the community because they did not want to lead.
Nope.
That they were also psychologically unwell and off their medications for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was Shelley, the oldest daughter of the large family in there, that agreed to go with me to this meeting. We told, just to get us all caught up, because it's been a minute, I put Andy and Jim to sneak around through the backyards, get up to a building across from the house, and set up to take shots if necessary.
Yeah, and then the reason Shelley told Jim,
not Jim.
Sam. The reason Sally told Sam to do that is because, and Sam is Shelley's boyfriend, is because he's a better shot.
Tim or Sam? I thought it was Tim.
Is it Tim?
Yeah, I believe that's what we named him last time. Yeah.
So Tim was told by Shelley that he was going for the most part. All right, so you guys have made your way. You guys are starting to make your way around. You had discussed everything with the group. Shelley was going to be the spokesman for the group itself. They had been asking you to act as the leader, Coco. And I couldn't remember if you actually said you would. I think you said you would just for this.
I said that I would. I said for this instance, I would speak on their behalf, but I do require one person with me. Like I would speak as the person who called for Parlay, and I would be there as like the emissary between the two groups, because currently I stay here, but I am not a member of this community per se, at least as far as anyone else knows. I mean, I consider myself a little bit of a member here, at least not indebted, but connected to two other people in the group, if not everyone there.
Right.
It's just my general need to help people that has led me to do this in the first place. I could have booked. I could have fucking ran. Probably nothing about it.
Of the houses at the end of the cul-de-sac border right up on the wall. You could just phone your Legos.
We get all bounced.
Over. Yeah.
Yep.
But so anyway, so what we're gonna do is, I know that Andy and Tim are going to be cutting through the houses. Alex, what were you going to be doing?
Because originally I was being asked to go to the house, but with Alex's issue, so I go with Andy. So I'm still going to be up where I was on top of the semi, which, as we learned last time, is a tanker truck. So that's good.
It's not a tanker truck.
It was.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is the cargo. We all assumed tanker. That's right.
Yeah, we all assumed tanker because he said he had fuel. So it's not that he has a fuel tanker.
100-gallon tanks.
Yeah,
on his
which I understand that now.
But I'm going to be
understand it originally.
Essentially much like I was during the initial wave, going to be on top of the tanker, kind of just watching to see what happens.
Now, we discussed it before stream started. You said it's been about 20-30 minutes, and we had an hour, correct?
Because we had to add in the time for going into the house, finding her.
Finding her, having a conversation, which was about 5 minutes, and then discussing with Tim and Shelley, getting everything set up as best we can. With the last 30 minutes, I want to carefully make my way to our house, and I'm fine. Actually, I would prefer to not be seen if I can help it.
Okay.
You having a problem there, Lissa?
No, there's no problem.
And I would like to read, because Lissa still has, Andy still has my pistol with a clip and a half left. But I would like to try and sneak into our house and grab the 38 revolver that I have in my bag.
Okay.
And try to. I'm going to put that inside my boot in case I fucking need it.
It's going to be a stealth roll then.
Okay, not a problem. I can do that. Have I lost any points of stress at all?
You lost one stress.
One stress from that short conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. That is perfectly fine. That brings me down to 4, which is just better in general, better than 5. Better than 5. Okay, and with stealth, I have 5
and ladies and gentlemen, for those
dice.
of you who have never seen The Walking Dead played, it plays a lot like another game from Free League Press called Aliens. In Aliens, you have your standard dice set, and then you have your alien dice. In this game, they're called stress dice. The stress dice are rolled right along with your regular dice pool. They add to your dice pool. But if you roll a 6 on the stress dice, which is the only way you can get a success in this game is by rolling a 6. If you roll a 6 on the stress dice, you gain a success, but it's a messy success, which means
I thought a messy success was when you had a 6, but you rolled a 1 as well.
no.
I thought that was no,
Well, yeah,
no.
it's still technically a
No.
messy success.
Okay,
Or-
so that's also a messy success, but you failed so hard you won. Messy success is you get a 6 on one of your stress dice.
What if I get 2? Because I got 2 on my stress. I got 2 6s on my
Did-
stress
now,
dice
here's a
already.
here's a kicker. Did you get any 1s on your stress dice?
No, I did not,
Okay.
and I got 1 success on my regular dice.
Any
So
ones on
3
your-
successes.
And 1s on your regular dice don't matter for shit. It's
Don't-
only
yeah,
on the
nothing.
stress
Yeah.
dice. The stress dice basically has one other outcome. It
I got
has-
2 1s on my regular
that
dice, which
doesn't-
is
yeah, that doesn't matter.
a new one.
Yeah.
A new one for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
luckily enough,
change
that
these
doesn't
dice.
matter. There
Yeah.
are just 6s are regular successes on your regular dice pool, which is made up out of taking, in this case, your agility skill and his stealth skill, and adding the numbers there together, and that's how many d6s he rolls to try and get 6s. He also had 4 stress dice, and so he rolled the 4 stress dice as well, and he got 2 6s. Now that is those are called sloppy successes, and all it means is that there is going to be something that is a complication, but not necessarily against the players, that is going to be activated because of those successes. Now, if there was 1s in there, 1s are basically critical failures on success dice only. Now you can get 1s and you can get Oh, thank you very much for this for the sub, Mr. Dag Show. I love you. But you can get all the successes you get cannot be taken away by any 1s. But 1s are complications. They are things that are going to happen that are bad.
It also means you cannot push your roll. If you
Yes.
roll a 1 stress dice, you cannot push that roll.
And pushing the roll is really simple mechanic. You just say, I'm going to push it, and you roll another die, and you add it just like you take on a stress and roll another die. Is there a max number of stress dice?
No.
There is.
Oh,
There is?
I think there is. If I remember correctly,
Is it
because
6?
if you get too many. Well, so here's the thing: if you get too much stress, you get taken out of the scene.
I wonder how many stress is too many stress.
So technically, yes and no, because you will get removed from the scene and everything if you.
I thought that was
Take on too much.
because you have wounds and critical injuries
Well,
and
there's
stuff like that.
Well, but that's physical. Stress is the mental toll it's taking.
yeah.
So you have both as a measure of your health.
If
So
you get
your
enough
stress is your
you get-
mental health,
If you get enough stress,
and your
you just-
health is your physical.
If you get enough stress, you get taken out of the screen because you just start screaming and you run straight into the nearest group of walkers.
No.
Yeah,
But you
hi,
might mentally.
I've been playing in another game as well,
Oh, yeah,
so I
yeah.
have a pretty good understanding of this to some degree.
Yeah.
On certain things, but yeah, stress. Because Perrin is stressed to the nth degree right now. She's at 7 stress. So
I feel
I've been dealing with stress
7
a lot.
I feel like 8 or 10 would have to be the max.
The Walking Dead.
I think it's 8. Is technically once you start actually getting to the point where you're removed from things. If I
And it would
remember
also,
correctly.
I know there's also psychotic breaks in the game, and it would make sense that the stress would
Which
kick that.
Perrin
off.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the flowers.
Well, I mean,
So the
any
stress
number
is
of things.
a measure of your mental health, whereas health is your actual physical health, and both do come into effect.
So what we're going to do right now, though, is we're going to go with no one having maxed out their stress.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I had 5. That was where I reached, which is
I'll go
better,
back down to
but
4. So,
I'm down to 4. Thank God.
yeah.
I've got 3, and once we deal with things, hopefully I can remove some more.
Well, if we can get to a point where you and I can talk for any amount of time. Oh, anchors. Anchors can remove stress. Having a simple
Yep.
1 to 2 hour conversation, or simply spending time with your anchor, will remove all of your stress. Sleeping removes. I want to say it's too low. It's what is that called on here? You roll 2d6s, you take the lower number, that removes that many number of
Oh,
stress
yeah.
points. Yeah.
It's something like that.
Double low.
Double
um,
O is what they referred to it as.
Yeah. Which is you're only here for Coco. Thank you, Miss Dag Show. I appreciate that. I'm only here for Coco. No. I'm here for everyone.
And by cocoa, they mean the drink.
Drink, yeah.
Cocoa with rum in it. So
Oh, that sounds good.
it is good.
Good.
Actually.
That does sound good.
Everyone's like, I need a drink.
Ooh, but hot cocoa with Kahlua in it.
Or Bailey's.
Bailey's is not out.
God.
But
I got Bailey's too. Damn it.
49 stress dice 49, 12 and 26. Okay, so I'm looking that up really quick. But the thing is, so at this point, what did you got two successes on stress dice, right? 3 successes total.
And 3 successes total.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have no problems moving through and like kind of like keeping your head low, staying out of the way, and keeping yourself behind like the hedges and stuff like that, so no one can see you go into the house. What were you gonna grab when you were in the house?
I have a 38 revolver in my bag.
Okay.
Not many rounds for it, but it is currently full with a couple extra floating around the bag.
Mm-hmm.
But I am stuffing it into my boot and like keeping my pants leg down over it so it's not noticeable in case I need it.
So you're using the famous boot stuffing technique.
Yep. It's just a little 38 detective. It's a detective model. Nothing crazy. Got it off a guy on the road kind of thing.
What happened to the poor guy?
Wasn't poor guy. He earned what happened to him. Like everyone that I've had to take down. Also, y'all finally seen me, because I when I got up, I've currently been shirtless. Y'all did finally see something on me that y'all would not have noticed previously. On my side, on my right side, there are a number of what looks like hash mark tattoos that don't look real good, but they've been put in there. You would have probably seen those, and y'all can address that later if you would like. I just felt that was an important detail because to note, while looking around Mariana's house, I was shirtless and covered in blood the whole time. I have yet to do anything to clean myself up. I am simply moving through as I was to make my way through the walkers. There hasn't really been time. Time.
All right, real quick. Bad news. Not going to affect anything that's happened. But if you hit 5 stress, you are shattered.
Fuck. Okay.
And you
we know that now.
Basically a derangement. There is a list of them in the book.
We can discuss. I'll take one. I hit 5. I'll take it.
Fucking nasty.
Like I said, once you start, stress is the indication of your mental health in that moment.
Yeah.
So,
we can discuss it after stream as to what I'll take.
We need to be much more conscious of taking that time to have people hit their touchstones to reduce that stress.
Yeah.
Because it's bad. None of them are in any way, shape, or form positive.
I mean, we can also do things outside of this list. It's all there's always whatever you want. But
to be fair, all of the stress has been induced. Boom, boom, boom. Though.
Yeah, and the other thing, and that's the way it usually happens, though. The other thing about it is that the stress in the way the stress works and the way the stress functions within the game is based around you get up to a stress level and then you deprive the stress out by relaxing in between things. When things get bad, your stress can escalate really quickly, and then there is a ton of stuff that can come back. That comes back into your mind that's from your previous traumas, and that's where it gets bad.
Yep. So it's a good thing I'm at 2.
All right, so
okay.
Let's go ahead and you made your stealth roll. You picked up your 38. Was there anything else you're picking up from the house?
No, not particularly. I have. I would prefer not to be too crazy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go into a closet because the houses we've gone through them, but I'm gonna assume people who lived here still had shit here. We haven't exactly gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna find myself a shirt. And I find this shirt.
Yay!
I found this shirt. This little random Tony's Pizza shirt.
Tony's pizza shirt. Gotcha.
Random pizza shirt. I'm not gonna wash the blood off. It's just gonna go on over
Yeah. You're
over
just
my
getting something
situation.
on real fast. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, it also still the smell will hide me from the walkers. You can be fully clothed and be covered in the smell, and it's not gonna, they're still gonna not notice you.
All right. So you come out of the house. Tim is kind of like, actually, unless you told him not to, Tim followed you into the house, but he didn't go upstairs with you when you went to go get your shit.
Well, I thought Shelly's going with me. Tim is going.
Oh, sorry,
with
other way around.
Andy.
Yeah, Shelly
Yeah,
followed you in the
Shelly,
house, but she went downstairs.
Yeah, that's fine. She could come up with me. I wouldn't have cared, but I appreciate the respect. I do. While I'm up there going through my bag, I am kind of talking to myself. Be calm. Be political. You don't know what they want or why they're here. Do not assume anything. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You gotta keep your head here. There's more people at stake than just you. We'll figure this the fuck out. Okay. Then I kind of give myself a couple. And
Cheek slaps.
yep, cheek slaps. Gonna pull a cigarette out of my pocket, light another one, kind of look and see how many I have left, and hold on to them. And
The nice
I
thing
am
is
gonna
you can go to any convenience store right now, and they're still
yeah,
selling
and
cigarettes.
I mean, Metairie was kind of like wiped pretty quick. Like people fled, and then those who didn't were killed. Like we're in a good place. No one stayed here really. Actually, before I leave, I reach into a little pocket that looks like it was hand sewn into my large military duffel bag, and I pull out a little ring on a chain, and I kind of just focus on that for 2-3 minutes,
All right.
and then head downstairs.
Okay. So as you come downstairs, you see that Susan's she's sitting on the couch.
Shelly.
Shelly. She's sitting on the couch. She's got the gun. Did she have a gun?
Yeah, they both had a rifle.
Yeah. She had a rifle.
As I leave that here, Shelly. We're not going in there openly armed. In fact, I will request that he disarm, and I will as well. If I've got nothing on me.
She's sitting there with her head in her hands, and as you come downstairs, she looks up at you, and she has fucking been crying.
Hey, look, I don't want to tell you to hide your emotions or to bottle them up, but what I need from you right now is to be the leader I know you can be, because just your reaction, your response to this situation was top tier, kid. Fantastic. What I need from you right now, compartmentalize. See this through. I know you haven't been out there.
You say compartmentalize, and she starts just like it starts out as like just a almost like dismissive laugh, but it quickly degrades into like these uncontrollable giggles and chorts, and then she looks at you and you realize that she's not losing her shit. She literally thought that was one of the funniest things she ever fucking heard, and she's like,
I just gotta say, do you think that I'm handling this well? Because I'll tell you, I've been through worse. I know that may seem insane to say because you've not experienced the outside world
again. Oh, sorry. We do have some things: hydrate, posture check, and stretch. But we have
hey numbers. I looked at the chat, but I knew who it was. I didn't have to fucking look. I knew who it
It was
was.
a good chance it could have been Lissa.
But the thing is that she kind of looks at you and she says, "Do you just?" There has been no point in any of this where we haven't been compartmentalizing.
Well, later tonight, no matter what happens, and I mean this to be positive, to be very clear. If this goes well, we can all have a meltdown. If this goes poorly, I don't think it'll fucking matter. And I hope that comes across as comforting as it should. Because in the world of the dead, you kind of only have two options. Keep going, let it out when you can, or you end up in a hole.
She looks at you and she says, "We're gonna all end up in a hole eventually. I'd just rather stay laying in mine."
Well, here, as long as I'm here, let's make a deal. You go down or I go down, the other one puts the other down. Fair?
And she said,
I feel like that's the deal with everyone here. I feel like that should be.
She kind of nods and she sits back and she reaches her hand down the front of her pants,
Mm-hmm.
and pull a shirt and pulls out,
Mhm.
and she pulls out what looks to be a little holdout pistol, like literally one of the old Derringers from the Old West. She found this in a pawn shop, and she puts it down and she cracks it open, and you look at it, and it's a fucking 45 caliber slug, two of them, top and bottom.
Yeah.
And she cracks them back together and she says, "It's not exactly accurate, but it's not meant for range shooting." And she puts it, she like kind of just puts it in her pocket.
What kind of shoes is she wearing?
She's wearing tennis
I'm
shoes.
guessing tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, look, you have more places to hide that than I do.
She's like,
Don't put it in your pocket.
She's like, any place else is going to be much harder to get out of.
That's fair. Tuck it behind your back, small
she
your
goes,
back.
Never mind. And she pulls it out, and you see her. She just kind of like she
Just-
puts her hand on her shirt, and she like puts it
Mhm.
under. She literally
Under-
you see her. She's tucking it under her boob.
Okay, under. Yep, good. Works.
In her
Smart.
bra.
Smart. If you need it, get to cover, pull it out. You got 2 shots. Make them fucking count, kid. Let's do this.
She
Cigarette?
She's like, "I don't smoke," and she takes a cigarette.
I just light her out, give her a light, put
She
it back.
instantly starts coughing. "I really don't smoke."
Hey, look, kid. It's the end of the fucking world. Or the beginning of a new one, depending on how you want to look at it. No better time than the fucking present.
She's like, she gestures to the back door. "After you."
Let's go. Okay, and we're gonna make our way. Actually, what's the consolidation of walkers outside?
So
The burning ones are dead. They've burned out.
Yeah.
I'm sure the fire will eventually burn them out, or at least make them immobile.
And the worst part about it is the fire caught them from the head up, so they're quickly blinded because their eyes pop,
Mhm.
etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
Eardrums are gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they're just bumping into shit at this point.
And
Which is
literally, I wasn't
good.
joking. That was such a big dispersal that was like about 1/8 of the walkers out there, because they
I was
were
gonna say,
all
probably took out
clustered
20
up.
or so.
Yeah. So
So they have about 100 left.
yeah.
Okay.
And so what you've seen is that the people who were hurting the walkers didn't just, because there's no good way to control them in a narrow street like this. So what they did is they took the entire herd and they walked it back up to where the other cul-de-sac is in the other corner, at the top of the street, and now they have it in the cul-de-sac in a swirling pattern.
Okay.
But
As you do. As you do. So it's
has
like so we can yeah, hi numbers. So we can just move across the street to go to the house. Or actually, it's next door to ours, isn't it? We're the second house on the left, so that should be the third.
no, technically you're the first house on the left because you're at the beginning of the
Okay.
cul-de-sac, and then there's the
Okay.
second house and the third house. So yeah, but literally you can just jump fences in the backyard, or you can technically go through the front yard now. There is.
Well,
enough
I want to
space.
be
Yeah.
for this. I would like to be seen approaching
All
to
right.
make it all seem on the up and up. So I'm going to go ahead and walk around. I know it's probably have about 10 minutes, and
When you walk,
gonna
up to
walk
the third
around.
house, the door is
Yeah.
wide open, but there is no one
Okay.
outside the third house.
okay. I figured he'd be doing this alone. He seems like a lone kind of person, and I'm going to walk in. My knife is still on me, so I'm going to walk in. I'm going to hold it by the blade. I'm going to walk in. Hey, look, we're coming in.
As you walk in,
Uh,
you see that
mhm.
the rifle he was carrying, which was basically an assault rifle, you see it's leaned
Yeah.
up against the wall. The cartridge is out, and the
Mhm.
bolt is pulled back, so you can see that the chamber is empty, but it's leaned against the wall. There's no cartridge or anything with it.
Yeah, yeah. So that BAR that he had is just set to the side.
Yep.
Hey, sincere question before we get this started. Where the fuck did you get that? I love that. If you don't want to answer me, that's fine. I just want to say,
You hear from the
Dope.
kitchen area because it's
Mhm.
another one of those things where all these houses
Yeah.
are kind of in the same layout. So there's like
Yeah.
the office to the left.
They're
the
McMansions.
They're
They're
McMansions.
yeah.
So you can see coming from the kitchen area, he says, "That's mine." From before.
Jet from before. Nice. I just want to say I like it. I do when as I pass by it. Does it look customized at all? Or is it just old school like oak stock, oak furniture,
it looks like
or
it's a
does
British bar.
so or
It's like a World War II collector's item.
nice. I respect it. Browning automatic rifle, beautiful gun. Don't even think that big myself, but it's nice.
You hear him
Does
say-
give that intimidation factor.
You hear
I will
him
say that for sure.
They used to call it the brain gun.
Yeah, it does the job.
So as you walk
Scares
in,
the shit out of people and does good work.
the hat he was wearing has been taken off. It's set on the counter. You can see
Mhm.
that he is an older guy, probably
Mhm.
early 50s, but he's in
Okay.
good shape.
Mhm.
His face is covered with muck and guck, but where the hat
You
was-
did say you said he was wearing a hockey
Hockey
mask
mask, yeah.
originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still on.
No, it's not.
No.
So where the hockey mask was and everything like that, underneath the hockey mask there is guck. Like he put the
Mhm.
the guck on his face, and then he put the
Yeah.
hockey mask over it. And the hockey mask is sitting aside, and you see him turn around, and he is an
Mhm.
older guy. You can see his eyebrows are already peppering out. He keeps himself very cleanly shaved. There is not even any stubble. Like he shaved this morning somehow.
Yeah.
He is, like I said, he's got a bit of a gut, but it's that kind of like, this is a guy who probably used to run every single day, used to go to the gym several times a week. He is in good shape for his age. He has a pistol sitting on the counter beside him. It's a standard. It's a 9mm, probably a police issue. He probably got off some dead cop somewhere.
Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, so there's a 9mm sitting on the counter. There is a clip in it. You can see that easily.
Mhm. Yeah.
He is going through. He's probably gone through the pantry, and you can see there's
Mhm.
several bottles of water set out on the counter. He said, "I don't know how many you were bringing."
Just one, just me. And by the way, just to make this as on the up and up as possible, I set the knife on the counter, and I put it in the center. I put it like at arm's reach, but a good arm's reach. Like I've got to go for it.
Well,
I would ask,
when you-
out of sheer respect,
Mhm.
that you put your pistol same distance from you. We can have the conversation right here or in this lovely dining room. It's up to you.
He says he raises one hand way over his head,
Mhm.
puts one finger out, puts his finger on the pistol, walks,
Mhm.
it, slides it down to the end of the
Mhm.
counter, leaves it at the end of
Yeah.
the counter, raises his hand up, and then walks back over to where he was standing behind, like
Mhm.
he's basically standing at the sink, whereas you
Yeah.
are on the other side of the sink where there's a bar that goes around it because it's
Mhm.
one of those island
Yeah.
kitchens. So you're on the other
Yeah.
side of the bar. So he's on the side of the bar with the sink, and he's standing
Mhm.
there. His pistol is now in the opposite corner of the bar, so he would have to take like 2 steps to get to it.
Okay. And I'm going to slide my knife the same distance.
And he goes, "Oh, sorry," and he like throws back his shirt, and he like
Yeah.
just draws this giant cleaver out, and he walks down and puts it down beside the gun, and he comes back. He's like, "I didn't realize we were fully,
Hey, look, I'm just trying to make this as peaceful as it can be.
He's like,
Um,
yeah, that's okay. Good, sorry, go ahead.
That's what I want to. That's what I want to say here. Look, I'm new here. I've been here for a couple of days. I just wanted to help this community out. You seem, as far as this goes, to be a reasonable man. You're with the Reclaimed, correct?
Yeah,
You seem to have sent in Zach to do what he would to get you supplies and apparently take this place by taking his daughter. That is not my business.
Okay.
What my business is these people. I'm new here, but they've taken me in. And I would like to first understand why you're here and how we may be able to come to an amenable agreement so as to not try and kill all these very kind people.
Kel, I need you. Kel and Liz, and Liz, I don't know if you're close enough to do this or not, but I need you guys to make me a scout rolls. And Gil goes just he kind of looks at you and says, "So, what Eric, as we knew him,
Eric,
was sent in to do was to get information on you all, find out what the total resources available were, and to try and let us know whether it be you all be worth trying to bring in, or whether you would be someone that we would just want to eliminate and take your resources." He's basically told us that you have a lot of children here. Right now, in the eyes of our leader, children are kind of useless. They don't work. They're a drain on our resources. We have to protect them. They make bad decisions, and they don't survive well with the trauma. Like they'll end up being even worse drags on us later when they start developing issues from all this.
as much as I apologize. Continue.
No. It's fine. Is that as much as it is an unfair thing to say, there was a decision made that we were just going to come in and take your resources and eliminate the people here rather than have them make a decision to get rid of their children, which never would have worked out. We were going to eliminate the people here, take the resources, and set this up as a secondary outpost for the Reclaimed. One farther away from the tower where we could work on things that wouldn't be as directly observed. He says, what, if anything, could you offer that would make me be willing to put my life at risk to go back and say we have a counteroffer that we may want to think of?
Well, had he discussed the actual resources here? Had he discussed what was actually here?
He actually was required to provide us with a very detailed log. 1 second. Liz, Cal, what'd you roll? Scout rolls.
Yeah, one success.
Two successes.
No stress. No stress. Yeah.
No stress?
2 successes. One of the successes was on a stress dice.
All right. And Cal, you didn't get any unstressed dice?
Yeah, none on stress dice. 1 success overall.
All right. So, Kel, you can see that the herd is moving. It seems like there's always a lot of stragglers moving around the outside. Like, and you see that you occasionally see like a much more focused walker will come out and like start leading those strays back in. Lissa, you're noticing the same thing, but it quickly becomes apparent that the people directing the herd are struggling all of a sudden. Like they don't have as much manpower to handle the herd.
Well, they did lose 2 members. Actually, a third and one that got injured and ran off. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them's holed up in a house right now.
One of them's eaten. Two of them are eaten. The other guy was also on fire and eaten, and he was eaten by walkers on fire, so it's bad.
Well, I shot one in the neck, and he ran into a house.
I'm talking about the guy with the pistol.
Oh, yeah. No, he definitely is dead.
On his own parade. Yeah. But so listen. Basically, what I'm saying is, you can tell that they got them up the street pretty fucking easy, But now it seems like they're having a trouble controlling the herd. And I'll let you do with that as you will. Back to Coco.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Do we have the walkie-talkies since
I still have mine
Coco
on.
is?
I still have mine on me, and you should still have one.
Mhm.
I mean,
Is
if you
Alex
do or
with-
not.
Alex has
Well,
the
let's say-
third.
Alex, you're with me, right?
Or was there only two?
No,
There were three, and I guess I could have popped the one that the Reclaimed had. I could pop that over to the right channel. We could have done that in that short time frame. We could have popped that
Yeah.
over, so I have one.
yeah. At that point, we would all have one. And listen, no, Alex is on top of the trailer of the truck. I'm not in the house with you.
And this shouldn't be in the house anymore either. You're supposedly moving.
No, I'm in the house that's supposed to be across the street.
That's across
Yeah.
the street from the one I'm in. Yeah.
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 Yep.
Like we went
Mhm.
like back behind the houses to get there
Yeah.
so that we
You were
could
doing
be
you were
like
doing the
positioned.
shopping technique.
I'm playing sniper no sniping
Yeah.
is what I'm doing,
Yeah, you and Tim, are
which is
basically up
Lissa's
in the-
favorite game to play.
You're basically up in the front rooms of the upstairs of the house, you and Tim, and you both basically are, looking out the window and watching the front of the house and looking for any signs. You can, like, through the open door, you can see the shadows of movement on the floor, so you know they're further back in the back of the house.
Did I get that weapon from Alex in between?
Which weapon?
There was a rifle or something we had talked about that you weren't necessarily going to use for
Oh,
sniping.
Shelly.
the rifle was Shelly's. Shelly did not have the rifle when she came
No,
over.
got
She
it.
gave one
Sure.
rifle to Andy and Tim took his rifle, and
That's
they
right.
did a little. they did a
Okay,
little
then I need to make
paper
sure
stuff.
that that's in my inventory. That's why I was asking, because I was like, wait, I could I
It's just a
vaguely
hunting-
remember
it's a
getting
hunting
another
rifle, so-
weapon, but it's not in
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
thank
No,
you.
I still have my M4.
All right, so you guys are lined up, but you're actually decently closer to the the group of walkers. So that's why it's much easier to notice that they're not being held as cohesively together as they were when they were walked up there. So
Okay.
yeah, want to do anything else?
Let me see. What do I have? I don't have a talent for this.
Everyone has decent scouts, so
Yeah, I'm trying to think because like I don't want the walkers to get out of control, but I also don't want them to think I'm getting aggressive towards them, you know?
well, the walkers don't think at all.
No. I'm talking about the
People hurting the walkers.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying like what I want to do is like pop a few of them so that like the population isn't as unruly.
Are you trying to pop walkers themselves?
Yeah, the walkers, just the walkers.
You don't have a
but I don't
silenced-
want to.
You don't have a silenced gun. The moment you take one
We-
shot,
But I have a
everyone's
bow.
gonna know.
Well, we did establish we did the wonderful 3-liter bottles shoved with newspaper. You're gonna get like one shot out of it,
Mhm.
but it should muffle it, especially from inside the house. It should muffle it pretty well. It ain't gonna be silent,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be much quieter
And the
for
big thing
sure.
with that is you're going to get one walker out of that.
Yeah,
Exactly, and that's why I don't want to do that. I want something more effective, and I don't.
And if you
think
fire the bow,
It's them.
it's
I
quiet,
want-
but it's noticeable because there's going to be a
Yeah.
big ass arrow sticking out of a walker's head.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to like. Andy's going to radio to Coco real quick. And be like, "Hey, I know you guys are in there negotiating, but it looks like people are struggling with their walkers, and I don't want to make them think I'm trying to attack them, but like, I don't want them to also, get attacked by their own walkers here in a second. And it looks like that's what's being set up to happen, man."
I'm gonna assume that I am. So I hear that. I'm gonna reach behind me. You heard that radio call. I'm gonna pull that. I'm going to set it on the counter. Real quick, what do I refer to you as? I can call you Jason if you like the hockey mask and all. Honestly,
He's like, Jason's fine.
Jason's fine. Okay, Joshua. Nice to meet you. Josh is fine. I'm going to answer this real quick. How many walkers are going stray out of their group, and about how long, and like if you could estimate, how far are they away from the cul-de-sac, and about how long do you think we'd have if they lost control of them? I'm sure they are more than capable of exiting. It's, just if they were to lose control of the walkers, how long would we have?
What would I need to do to estimate that, Ray?
Good question. That is a really good question, actually. It's
Like,
going to be something off of wits. You know what?
Survival?
You can use
Would that be survival?
or scout? Because scout can be used for estimating numbers too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with survival because survival's better for me.
Got it. You got it. I could see either one being used, so don't worry about that. Kel, what's up?
I was going to say, since I was at the open channel, hearing that, would I be able to check for that as well?
Mhm.
Whether it's an assist or my own roll?
Yep.
And both are
I
gonna be-
messed up, but I do have a success.
Okay.
I messed up with 2.
Oh shit. Okay. So Kel,
Wait, 2 mess ups or 2
No,
successes?
2 successes, but with
Yeah,
one
I've
mess
got
up.
one success, but I've got 2 mess ups.
All right.
So
Fuck.
I'm not good with numbers, apparently.
And well, I mean, numbers did give you Linda hand.
Oh, you're right. Okay, what do I need to do with that again?
Oh, it's a +1
You-
to any one dice.
So you
That's
put
a
on your,
+1 to
you can put on
any
your
one
1 and
dice.
make it a 2.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm
No,
gonna put
we
that on
already
that
said
one and make it a.
We already said that
We
they
established that
cannot
They can't
stop
do it on
that.
stress?
No.
Oh, my
Okay.
bad.
They
I
can't take
must have
away
missed
ones
that
on
part.
stress,
My bad.
but they can make 6s out of other numbers.
Okay.
My bad.
That's okay.
Yeah, I would just say we don't have
I've
any.
got 3 4s there.
Nothing's gonna. It's not gonna save you, unfortunately.
There's a 1 and 3 4s, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that
Yeah,
means
no-
you still have it for later. So Kel, you said you got what now? What the heck?
So I had 2 successes, 1 on a regular die, 1 on a stress die, and then I did have a 1 on a stress die.
Okay, so with 2 successes, Kel, the first thing you can tell is that as you're scanning the herd, the herd's central area, which is usually where that large group of the reclaimed, that's usually where they keep the large group from, and it gives it kind of a nebulous if they rotate it around.
Yeah.
That central cluster is gone. There is no one there.
So when you say no one there, as in I can't see, I can't distinguish if there's any of them left
you
in
can't-
there.
No, there's no central nexus that's swirling. It's
Yeah.
just a jumbled mess of walkers. There's
Okay.
no organization to it. So the walkers keep on the center keeps on breaking apart, which makes them have to. The people on the edge are working twice as hard to keep the thing moving.
Yeah.
Because there's no one in the middle keeping it focused. Now, the next thing you notice is because there's no one in the middle, you don't. It's with 2 successes, you can pinpoint people who are acting as walkers, but you cannot get a good strong head count of how many people are there, and you never got a full head count before. So
Yeah, so you don't have anything to compare.
Yeah, you don't have to compare to, but you also know that it didn't look like many of them got taken out. So unless they were controlling this herd with minimal amounts of people, something's changed in their distribution of people in the herd. Liz, you got how many successes? 1? Okay.
Yeah, just 1.
You're looking up the street and you see that the herd's like kind of not doing the cohesion's not going keeping together very well. You can see across the street, catty corner in the house next door to where you're at. You can to where actually the house that they're having the discussion in. you can see that there is one person from the Reclaimed who is crouched down. It's not even actually down the street. It's outside the house that they're in, like on the outside of the house, around the corner in the garage. There's one person crouched down beside the building, and they are not looking though around the corner at the front door or anything like that. They are looking down their through a scope on a gun right at you.
Oh fuck!
And as
I'm
you,
a duck.
as you duck down, you hear two voices behind you at the same time. Don't move. Tim's eyes go big, and he has the rifle still up on his shoulder, and he just tries to spin and turn, and you just see this big old spear-headed blade just jam into him and pin him to the wall. And you feel something just tap right down on the back of your neck.
Does she recognize that? Do they recognize that spear-headed blade?
It's not yours.
Okay.
No,
Because they were all gonna fucking die real quick if I found that out.
No. This is something that they use. This is one of their pokies they use for directing the walkers.
Okay.
So yeah, Tim is just sitting there. It went like through his shoulder and back. He's pinned up to the wall. He's clenching his teeth, but blood is welling up between his teeth, and you can tell he goes to yell something, anything, but it just no noise will come out, and more blood is just rushing out of his mouth. And the other one who has a spear on your back is just like, let go of everything, and put it down.
I'm gonna put my weapon down.
She's like,
I had the bow out.
mm-hmm. It's like, don't do anything crazy. He's like, we wouldn't have killed him, but we told you not to move.
You startled him. Of course he's going to move.
He's like, that is not our fault or our problem. We don't want it to be yours either, understand?
I understand.
Hands. All right. Stand up.
They stand up.
So as you stand up, you feel that the thing is pressing on the back of your neck, pressing harder. The other guy, you see the spear jerk out of Tim and then go right into his head. And he was probably still alive at that point, but at that point it's over.
Yeah, but he was, because of the type of injury he had, he probably wasn't going to survive it, and the kind thing to do in that instance is to actually put him out of his misery.
And in this situation, they didn't want to have a walker suddenly pop up where they're at.
Yeah.
So. And you see that the guy that's like, with very practiced gesture, pulls the spear back out, flicks it to the side, and then wipes it off on Tim's shirt. And so the guy's sitting there, and after he does that, he comes up and he's like, he puts the spear point right up his chest. And this is just a guy in the same long coat covered in ick that everyone else seems to be wearing. He is wearing a trucker hat, also covered in ick. And he has got a t-shirt on underneath it, nondescript jeans, everything like that. He looks to be about a 30-year-old man, and he puts a blade up, kind of like right up against your chest, and he says, and this is a totally different voice, says, "My friend gonna search you. You just hold still." And you feel the other blade come off the back of your neck, What are you carrying on you right now, weapon-wise? And where? And where, more importantly, have you hidden anything?
I mean, I've got the Molotov cocktails, but I've got them in my bag, like they're
They're on the ground somewhere.
Like
they're not on you. Yeah. So where are you? What do you have anything else on you other than that? Because the rifle's on the ground. The gun's on the ground. The arrows would still be in a quiver on you somewhere, but you know.
I do have the pistol, like probably in the small of my bag.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a scout roll for him, and depending on how many successes he gets, is going to determine whether he finds the pistol or not. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, I don't have good manipulation, but
You can definitely try it, without a doubt.
so Andy's going to be staring the person that's doing this in the not the person that's obviously behind them,
Mm-hmm.
but the person that's like searching them. So does this make you guys feel like men? Does this make you feel big?
Go ahead and roll manipulate. I always want to see if anything comes out of it. Oh, nice! You got a success.
Messed up, but I got a success.
A messy
God
success.
damn it.
Let's see. Let me see. So I've got the lend a hand. I can turn one of those stress dice into a success because that's a 5. So I have 2 successes.
All right, excellent. So the other guys can't. The other person can't see you. They're patting you down from behind. I'm going to give you this in a frame-by-frame shot because I want to know what you're going to do.
Oh,
The guy in front of you looks incredibly guilty. And for just a couple of seconds, he can't meet your eyes. He's looking away. It is at the exact same time the other guy has put his hand on where the pistol is in the small of your back and says, "Oh," and goes to start pulling like your jacket up to get to your pistol.
okay.
I need to know what you're going to do.
Let's see. What do I have? I have a 4 on close combat with all of them together. I could argue mobility too, but that's also a 4.
Mobility is not going to be on an attack though. To be basically to try and get away and like dive out a window or
I'm
something.
gonna try and like fucking dodge out of the way.
Are you gonna?
I want to try and like dodge out of the way.
Just dodge out of the way, or are you going to try and leave this scene entirely?
Like, yeah, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
One way out, the window that you had already opened.
Does it have like the same kind
Leaves.
of like porch situation?
Yeah. It's on the roof that's over the lower portion of the porch.
Okay.
But you're still going to have to make that jump off of that roof.
Yeah, is the guy behind me in front of the window?
No. They haven't.
No.
No. They never made you turn around. The other guy with the spear, after he killed Tim, he walked around in front of you, technically. So you'd be pushing by him, but like I said, he did the whole looked away thing, just guilty looked away, so you would have a chance to push him.
I think I'm gonna try and run, rabbit, run here.
Alright, then I need you to make me a mobility roll.
All right, let's see. 2 successes.
Alright. You just, the moment you feel him start to pull up your coat to get the gun, you just like slap the spear and you actually technically you literally grab the metal spearhead and use it and your body weight as you're going forward to push the other guy who falls over clear out of the way. You kind of just like dive out the window, slide down the roof a little bit. Are you going to continue to use the slide and like try and like hang yourself off there the roof and drop, or are you going to try and get up and run along the roof?
Here's a question. Is there a flag on the front of this house?
No, but I'll give you this one. There are bushes underneath you.
I'm gonna pull the high school kid, and I'm gonna like drop into the bushes then.
All right. Make me one more mobility roll for that.
Come on, baby. I have a success, but I did mess up.
Okay. So you fall off. You basically go to like kind of slide yourself, but instead you kind of put too much of your weight off the edge of the roof, and you just fall off and crash into the bushes. You feel something hurt. You take one wound, and
Oof.
you get up, and I'm assuming you're just going to start booking it like between houses, getting into cover and everything like that. And you run off. The other guy across the street apparently doesn't even peel off a shot. So, and actually back over here to Alex. Alex, you see suddenly Andy just blow out a window, go tumbling across the roof, roll off the edge of the roof, fall into the bushes, get up holding her like left hip, and just like hobbling, running off and around. And you see somebody stick their head out the window and then pull their head back into the building. No sign of Tim.
Really poor Mission Impossible music going the entire time in your head.
Bum 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 bum.
So, Alex, are you gonna do anything? You're muted.
You're muted, Cal.
God damn it. I was gonna say, if it looks like no one's chasing after Andy, I'm not going to do anything at the moment. I'm not, and to kind of not play a hand yet. I'm not going to like radio Coco about that part.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to radio.
It's
Well, let's just play hand.
that's a
yet.
smart move. No,
Yeah.
that's a smart move because I don't know how to respond.
Yeah.
So, what else? So Andy is making their way.
Yeah.
in-
The biggest thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my weapon trained in case anyone does start pursuing. As much as I would not want to shoot, like I'm going to.
Are you scouting? Or are you keeping trained, like watching Andy, and mostly concentrating on Andy?
Mostly like keeping Andy on the edge of the scope so I can see if anyone's behind them.
Okay, got it. Understood.
Like not keeping them directly in the crosshair, but like where they're still like just here, so I can still see like behind them.
Okay,
If
got
that
it.
makes sense.
Got it.
Still going to radio Coco to answer their question about this because the most I will say is say how the ring inside the board is gone. Like that circle that was in
Are
the
you-
exit.
Okay, so just to make sure, because you'll understand this, Coco doesn't have any way of hearing this that the other person in the room with Coco can't hear it as well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, when I say it's gone, I'm going to say like I can't pick like differentiate the crowd. So as far as I know, they can still be in the crowd, just trying to keep a hold of it. Because as it was mentioned, they are losing a little control, so they could have broken that circle up to maintain control. That's kind of how I want to make it sound. Because again, I don't want to. I'm not trying to. I don't want to give too much like that we know too much yet,
Okay,
but still want to answer Coco's question because if no one answers, Coco's probably going to start getting suspicious,
gotcha. So,
and I want to make sure they don't do anything rash.
gotcha. So you're going to go radio Coco.
Because even as far as you told me, because I don't even know how many people peeled off to go in that house. I mean, all I saw is the person who poked their head out to see Lissa.
Mhm.
The majority of them could still be in that horde. It could have been one person that broke off and went in the house.
Gotcha. So, Coco, you're standing there and he's looking at you, and you guys have had this little exchange. Right at the end of that last sentence, he goes, you hear something, a radio click on him.
Mm-hmm.
And who has your secondary radio, by the way?
So
one-
Lissa,
Lissa has one. Oh, no, Lissa has it. That's right. All three of them are.
Lissa has it. Yeah, and I've got mine set to our frequency, not theirs.
Mm-hmm. You hear someone on the radio going, lunch was served. This comes over the radio, and he says, and how many guests did we have? 1 and 1. Are they both seated? No, one had to leave early. Very well.
Can I roll?
And then you hear him say, "Very well."
That feels
Stage
like a
two.
wit of some sort.
So
That's what?
would you call that survival? Because that's not the most coded language.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Do I even need to roll to understand what the fuck he just said? Do I need to bother?
Not really, but just give me. The biggest thing I don't want you to have is an understanding, clear, and saying what he's talking about on what all the other stuff means.
Yeah.
So it would be. Give me a survival roll on it, actually.
Okay. So it's going to be. Let's roll
Oh, no,
my four
or a
stress.
manipulation roll would be better.
Okay.
Because it's basically interpreting. You're trying to interpret what he's saying.
Okay. Question. My cigarettes. Is that going to assist me here? That's keeping me calmer. I mean,
Sure.
I can justify it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I'm having this discussion. I'm actively smoking. Like, this is a stressful situation. That's who I am as a person.
Yep.
So that's going to add 1 to my pool, making my manipulation 5 for this. I'm going to roll my 4 stress dice. That is no ones, but 2 successes on the stress. Those were 2 2s though, so 2 2s and 2 6s.
Got it. All right.
Oh,
So
God,
he
so
says,
close. And another success on my regular dice.
more than likely, they ambushed your stealth team, your other team,
Mm-hmm.
and 1-1 probably means, and they said 1 left, probably means 1 got
So
away.
one's dead.
Is dead, probably captured and probably dead.
Captured dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I trust.
And then,
I know Andy well enough at this point from the day that I'm like, if anyone got away, it's fucking Andy.
Yep.
And him doesn't mean much to me. I do want to give a side eye to Shelly, who I believe is like, she should be next to me.
oh yeah,
right.
she's there, and she's looking around. Her face is very drawn, and she's looking at you, and she says, 1-1 means what?
1-1. I think 1 male, 1 female. So I'm assuming our people who were providing. Are people providing us Overwatch so that nothing happened to us in here? No intention of attacking you, just protecting us. Understand if you made a move. I'm going to assume that y'all saw them, and you asked if they were seated.
This. Not you. Go ahead.
I assume if they were seated, and at this point, I've sat down on one of the bar stools, and I'm going to cross my leg, place my hand at the edge of my boot. I'm going to assume that 1-1 means a male and a female, and I want to give a look to him saying that I truly understand, but I'm trying to make sure she doesn't act poorly. I mean, I guess with my manipulation role, I can at least convey that. I understand what they mean by it.
That's a good use of the manipulation roll. Go ahead and make it.
Okay. So, still got 5. Actually, I'm going to ask, is my leg behind the, is it blocked by the island?
Yeah.
So I'm going to...
Yeah, unless you put your leg up on the island, you'll not be able to get the gun in line.
my goal is not to shoot through my boot. My goal is to just slowly slide it out while keeping an eye on him, making everything seem... This manipulation roll will do a lot for me real quick. You know what? We're going to do what I've been doing. Roll the stress. Roll stress first. Come on.
Wide stance indeed.
Who?
Damn it, Carl!
Who? No, 1 success. 2 5s. No 1s. If anyone wants to throw me a helping hand.
Let's see how many points do you need for that?
I need 1. I have 2 successes on the regular.
Calverdine,
I got you,
hand to
Coco.
hand.
Okay, I have 2 successes in the regular. I have 2 5s in the regular as well, and 2 5s in the other. So just one a plus. That gives me 4 successes
Okay.
with no mess ups.
All right. So he looks at you and he says,
I have to finish my statement.
Yeah.
I'm guessing 1 male, 1 female.
and he nods.
And if one had to leave early, I would guess that
One of them got away.
one of them got away, which I think is fair. They're
think
both young.
and
probably
I will
afraid.
say this: I think it shows potential. He says, "By the way,
Correct.
don't go for anything in your boot. Like I said, my hand wasn't for you." And you hear Shelly go,
You know what? Fair. I'm gonna.
because remember, she's a little bit behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my hand up.
Hmm.
Here, I'll be fully honest. Clearly, we're at a disadvantage here, so I'm sure you assumed that I would come with something hidden,
Of course.
which I hope you don't hold that against me. I hope that shows potential.
He literally
And I'm
just
gonna-
reaches behind him
I'm gonna-
slowly. And
yeah.
he pulls out a 9mm, and he's just
Yeah,
like,
and I'm gonna pull the hey, you know what? I like you a little bit. So here's what I would like to do. I understand the children situation. I can respect the pragmatism here. Okay? I can respect the pragmatism. And I disagree with it. I think kids raised in this world, though traumatized, can be a massive benefit in the future. If they know nothing else, no comforts from the before times,
he says,
before
he
the
says,
fall.
I'm going to be very rude here and interrupt you. This is not my opinion, and I can do nothing about it. So
That's
is
fair.
not an argument to be had with me, and it's also an argument you would be having with a person who, if you argue with them, will shoot you in the face.
You know what? That's fair. I've heard of your leader, John Batiste. In fact, I've seen him before. I've spent some time in the city before I ever made my way out here. And I've seen him. I've seen how he is. That's fine. I understand. I'm simply trying to make a connection between us.
If that's the case, I will tell you exactly what Batiste is looking for, and exactly why I don't want to butcher everyone here.
Okay.
This is a walled enclosure with way too much wasted space on fucking houses that don't mean a fucking thing. He says, but it's a walled enclosure. He says, we're thinking long term, and no matter how fucking... And he looks at his points and is like, if any of this gets back to him, I will fucking kill you. He's not pointing you, he's pointing over your head.
Oh, okay.
And he says, if any of this
Yeah,
gets back to
I
him,
do
I'll
for a
fucking kill
moment
you.
kind of look over my shoulder. I kind
You
of look
see a
over my shoulder.
woman-
How you...
Very...
Okay.
She is just built.
Okay.
And she is standing there, and she has Shelly has like her hair back in a ponytail. She has Shelly by her ponytail, and she has a big old blade across her throat. And she's standing. She's not pressing the blade hard into her throat. She is standing there, and you can see that Shelly is just sitting there, and she's got her hands like this, but you can see she's been slowly creeping her hand down. And so that lady is like, she's sitting there holding her through her throat, and she says, and he says, and she looks at her and he's like, I will fucking kill you before he kills me. Do you understand? And she says,
Does she look afraid?
the chick
Mm-hmm.
or Shelly? Because Shelly looks
Both.
scared shitless.
Shelly looks terrified, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
The other chick, she's actually, no, she's fucking got dead eyes.
Okay, so she's broken. That's
Yeah.
fine.
And she looks at him and she says, we went there because you wanted to. I'm with you. And he says, all right. He says, no matter what happens, if we take over the tower, if the tower stays the same, no matter what happens, there is nothing being made here. And there is no food that can be grown anywhere around here. Except for shitty fucking rice that we have to go into fucking fields to get that are fucking loaded with the undead. or the dead. He says, I want to tear most of these buildings down, and I want to plant here.
I can respect that. I agree with you. That was my end goal here, if I'm honest with you. I've made my way here. I've been thinking of things that can happen, and I'm in the same boat. I'll tell you, the soil that is here is shit, but there are definitely means to better that.
We can fucking dredge Pontchartrain and bring some of the fucking gumbo here and create fucking paradise. The 3 problems with that are we need heavy equipment, we need people. He's like, and we need someone who knows how to pull all this shit out of here.
I've got a guy here who seems to be not the brightest, but a hard worker. Seems like he's a truck driver, but he seems like he may have done more beforehand. And there are some people here that I have not had long conversations with.
This is what would happen. We will be sending people over from the Reclaimed. He says, I want to take this over as my project. Baptiste gave me this little army, probably hoping that his little walker army would kill us before we ever made it here. He doesn't like me very much because I talk too much. But I figure if I can get myself out of his hair, and I can set up my little operation over here, and if I can make it work, then I become a resource to him. He lets me alone, and I don't have to go on the stupid fucking raids to the goddamn tower.
You know what? Sincerely, my last comment was clearly a little tongue-in-cheek. I do like you. I do, sincerely. I can respect that. I'm sure you had your reasons for joining the Reclaimed. Whatever they may be, it's not my business. But I think we would sincerely work together on this. In fact, without dredging Lake Pontchartrain too much, we could do that, but that's going to take time.
We could
Cards on
go
the
to a local Walmart and hit the garden section.
I'll tell you, the Home Depot down the road, the Lowe's is burnt out. The Lowe's across, I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah.
There's a Home Depot about 1.5 miles from here, if you haven't made it that far, that is currently surrounded by walkers. But clearly you, I, and some of your people could move them away quickly enough. And it seems to be, for the most part, still locked down. No telling what's inside. But if, I used to work at a hardware store. I know how stocked they are. If their garden section is in any way okay, we could have enough soil there to at least enrich what's here. And we have enough to fortify these walls even more. Because though they are walls, they are small. We could do better, clearly.
Remember,
I think
the ones in the front
sincerely-
are not small because they're actually stone masoned. It's the stuff that's between, like, on the outsides. There's
Yeah, that are like 4 or 5 feet tall. The others are like 6 to 8, like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But we could fortify better. That gate could be blocked up in some way and made less visible inside. And I think, sincerely, that this doesn't have to go any further. That, in fact, the children could either be a resource here. They could be, potentially. And we could discuss how that might happen with their parents. And if their parents don't like it, they're a hindrance anyway. These people, without training, without some kind of proper supervision. Shelly, I'm sorry. I hear her
Shelly
say,
behind you going, "You fucking son of a bitch."
Look, I'm not trying to sell y'all out. I'm trying to make sure as many people here survive as possible. I like you people. I do. But y'all will not survive. Y'all won't. That's the long and short of it. I would prefer that y'all stay here. And I think that Jason and I could discuss this and find a way for this to be amenable for all of us. Because look at me, Shelly, and I'm gonna put my back to Jason for a moment. Look at me and tell me that if I was not here, and if Andy and Alex were not here, do you think any of you would be fucking alive right now? I like you, Shelly.
She's crying, visibly crying, but she's not crying like scared crying anymore. She is transitioned
Frustrated
into
and angry.
rage. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, Shelly. That's what you need to fucking survive here. That rage will get you through. Am I wrong, Jason?
And Jason looks at Shelly and he says, I technically agree with him, but I really think you need to think through whatever you're contemplating right now. It's like,
She's thinking about shooting me in the back of the head is what she's probably thinking. And be as gentle as you can, madam. She has a pistol under her left arm, tucked into her bra. Shelly, I'm sorry, but I am not risking my life.
You hear Shelly kind of like gasp,
Mm-hmm.
and then you hear a thump thump.
A thump thump.
Yep.
Yep, throat slit,
Yep.
gurgling sound.
Yep.
You know what? I hate that. I truly do. I truly fucking do, because that was the one person in their group that could have possibly.
And Jason's kind of shaking his head. Mina
Possibly
is
been, do you
very, very direct. You have to be careful how you tell her things.
Gently as possible. Okay, I understand.
Mina
That's on me.
Mina and I met because she wasn't able to immediately kill me, and I got to be able. And I had a few seconds to talk. And he pulls back his shirt, and there's a nice big huge scar. He's like, but it wasn't all talk.
I can respect that too, Mina. This is unfortunate. I'm going to ask you now that she's gone. Mina, could you please show her some mercy? I do ask kindly that you. I appreciate that. Now we can spin that however you want. Like I said, she was less of a liability than most of the people here, but I believe they could be a good workforce. People are a resource above all else.
He looks at you and he says, it's going to be hard work and they're going to be expected to do it.
I think they
There's not
could be
gonna
convinced.
He says, the reclaimed are not gentle people.
I know.
And they are not going to be considered
Clearly.
members of the reclaimed. They're not going to have that much protection.
Would you consider letting them leave? I know that's a death sentence for them, but would you consider letting them leave? I have my own goals and aspirations. I have my own things I need to do.
Make me another manipulation roll.
And I'm willing to help you set up here if it means that I can pursue my own pursuits in the future. And I think we could work that out. 2 successes on my regular. No successes, but 2 5s, no 1s.
But did you get
So-
2 successes in your regular, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got 2 successes. He says, you give me a list of who's going to cause problems and who isn't, and understanding what that list means, and you give me, and I also want who's going to work and who isn't.
Well,
That includes you.
I'll work. I will. I have skills that I think could be beneficial to you outside of farming. Let's just be honest here. I lived on the road for a month by myself. I survived going about 200 miles on the road by myself.
He says the only people who were either insanely lucky or who had skills are still alive now.
And I would like to say those skills and a bit of luck, are the reason I'm here and why I think I can be helpful to you beyond being a farmer. And I'm willing to work with you.
You and I will talk separately about this.
That's fair. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't believe anyone here will be a problem in the way you mean. No,
You
there
hear-
are
you-
only
you-
2 people here.
He just like reaches in his pocket and he pulls out his little radio that you heard crackle earlier, and he says,
Mhm.
"Put the walkers on hold. Put everyone back on the herd for control." He says, "Don't take any shots you have lined up. Leave the guy on top of the rig alone." And you hear a bunch of just double clicks.
Okay. He was there to help maintain the herd if need be.
Like-
Full transparency. That was his goal there. If things got out of hand, that's what he was there for.
He says, "My
I
spotter
wanna be
says
fully-
that he had
fully
like
honest there.
3 clips on him. He's not going to finish off that herd."
It's about dwindling it down is the goal.
I understand.
I'm being fully transparent here. And the other 2, I'm going to guess the boy's dead.
Yes, your girl made it out. She
Yeah.
got the drop.
I
On
don't
one
think-
of ours, who's definitely not going to do well. New guy.
With this,
Andy uses they them.
Sorry. Well, he wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. So
yeah. yeah, he wouldn't have known. You know, it is what it is.
But yeah, so he says
they them.
the
please.
person who got away, the
yeah,
person they escaped from, is not going to do well.
mhm. I figured as
I
much.
think we might be able to just lump him in with the people who were here already.
They're a spunky one. They're young, but they show a lot of promise.
I tell you what,
As you've seen.
bring the people that you want to see either directing this or being in a position to help your people out to me. He says, "I'm gonna go get the herd, move the herd out." He says, "But I'm leaving my spotters." He says, "And if anyone goes over the wall, they'll be hunted down outside." He says, "I'm gonna
If
try
any
and
of the people who live here go over that wall, they won't survive.
That's what
the
I
outside,
figured.
just
I
to be
figured as
fair.
much."
Yeah.
He says, "But
Yeah.
we did talk to our inside man quite a bit about this place. Is one of the things that I need to do is I need to go back and sell this idea. The Reclaimed have people that are not good for what we are trying to, what they're trying to do, what Baptiste is trying to do. And they need some place to put them where they're not going to be a drain on their resources. So you might be seeing, if this works out, you'll be seeing an influx of people. It's like, and like I said, I want to come here and run this place instead of being one of Baptiste's colonels. So I have only one person right now that I can trust. And you hear a chuckle from behind you.
So, and I kind of point. I figured.
He says, "We came in together. We came into town together. We came into the claim together." He says, "We've had each other's backs for a bit. They've had opportunity to sell me out, and they haven't. And he kind of like just kind of shakes his head and he says, and they seem fine doing whatever they need to do to survive. So I've had no reason to bitch about their performance."
Well, I'll say, I enjoy the pragmatism of you, and Miss, I'm so sorry. What was your name again? I do apologize.
Is it Mina?
I enjoy the pragmatism of you too. That's what you need to survive in this world. It is sincerely unfortunate for Shelley and Tim to go, but like I said, I've been here about 3 days. You know what? I will correct myself. There is one person here who will be a problem. The woman who was leading, and I will tell you right now, she was willing to let everyone here die, and I can't respect that. I'm willing to let ones go that are going to be a problem because your deal seems lucrative to me. it seems that we can benefit each other, and that you can get what you want to get away from Baptiste. Because in the notion of honesty here, and I would ask that you not let this get back to him. He's fucking crazy, my guy. I respect that he hates the tower. I'm not a fan of the tower either, and I hope that they can settle their shit however they need to. But he's crazy. He is a crazy person. It works. It works. Don't get me wrong.
He says
It does.
Never ever say that again to anyone.
That's fair. Never to anyone.
And when you talk to your
But
people,
clearly
let them know
you-
not to say it around any of his people. And trust me,
Oh, of course,
I
of course.
brought all these people with me, but not because I trust them.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Would you consider them expendable, realistically?
No,
Because a couple,
Baptiste can't
okay,
afford
a
to
couple
lose
of
any
them,
fighters.
a couple of them don't seem to be as good as others at leading this herd.
This is
I
not-
do also want to apologize. I want to sincerely apologize, and I think this might perhaps even make us even a little bit here for the one that I seem to have scared so bad he got himself eaten, and the one that was set on fire. I'm sure you understand the
It's like-
response
It says
that we had.
that was during an assault. There will be casualties.
And I think 2 for 2 seems fair.
He's like,
Uh,
trust me, as I said before, I think the only reason Baptiste agreed to this is because everyone he let me take were questionable.
pragmatic of him, too.
He's crazy, but
So-
he's not stupid.
No, I would never say stupid. In fact, if I'm being honest, I think he could take the tower in the correct kind of fight. If I'm being honest with you, I think he could do some serious damage. Not the point here. That's conversation for another time. But you and I will have our conversation about how I might be able to benefit you, how Andy and Alex, the man on the truck, and the person who escaped from your men, how we might all be beneficial to you. We all survived in our own way, and I think we all have.
I think
skill
at this
sets that
point
can be
we're-
good for
I
you.
think at this
Yeah.
point we're at an accord. It says,
Okay.
you go back to your people. I'm gonna go get my people situated and get the walkers out of here and disperse them, and then I gotta head back to Baptiste. It
Now, your
says-
scouts, I would ask.
Hmm.
Clearly, I have no decision as if they stay or not, but if they could stay out of sight, so as not to
They will.
stir up the levels, you know. Also, did one of them check on our man in the other building? I'm sure you are aware that we had where we were and all that.
We assumed
anyone-
he had been taken down by the walkers that hit the building, so we didn't know he was still alive.
I'm not sure if he is or not, to be
If
honest.
he managed to survive the walkers on his own, then more power to him, and he's welcome to work. He says if he didn't,
He's
then-
I feel like he'd be honestly a fairly good foreman at the deconstruction of this place and the reconstruction. That was the person I was speaking of that seems to have a good head on his shoulders for manual labor. I think he would be specifically of good benefit to you. Also, he was just betrayed by the one person he called a friend, so his loyalties may lie not against you per se, because that was that man's choice, but maybe not with the community. It seems that was the one person tying him here, and perhaps he'll find a better sense of purpose
he
to
says-
better this community.
He says the worst case scenario we look at is Baptiste wants to come here and speak to everyone individually. That would be bad. He makes snap judgments, and he gets feelings. This is my ambition is to make this as quiet as possible. I over-exaggerated your numbers to get people here. He says, so I'm going to take those numbers and I'm going to make them dead people in my report back.
Would you, in case, how do y'all deal with your dead? Burn them, leave them. What do you do? Bury them.
Usually they die in the field, so we don't really have much choice.
Okay, that's fair. Well, the walkers that did fall here today, we are going to move to the other side and burn them, as is how I deal with the bodies. And let's just say that a couple, that those who died made their way into the pyre as well. If you want any additional details.
No problem. He says, don't dispose of what you burn. It's great fertilizer.
Oh, of course not. Exactly. Ash in the soil and all that. And after they're burned, you don't have to worry about the infection. Good.
He kind of like, he says, so we both have work to do then.
Yes, of course. I sincerely hope the best for you and your conversations with Batiste. I do.
He says, if I don't show back up here in a day, assume that you need to run, whether my scouts are still here or not. That's because you were,
you know what?
Pragmatic.
Yeah. You know what? I believe in you. I believe you got this. I'm sure that doesn't mean much, but yeah, the faith of one pragmatic survivor to another.
If we come back and we find out that your people have risen up against you and killed you, then everyone dies.
No, that's fair. If they kill me, I don't give a shit what happens.
No, I'm just letting you know, let them know that
it won't matter to me.
An incentive to you being able to have this discussion and not get killed.
Oh yeah, I don't think they would really try. None of them have seen me in the state that I am right now, and I feel like that's going to be a big factor in how this conversation goes.
In that case, I will talk to you soon.
Of course. I do have one of your radios. What frequency, I may ask? I planned on it. I think I earned it.
Not long enough to where you can actually reach back to the reclaimed. This is, but
okay. My question is, when you get within range, which
Channel 12
frequency would you prefer you and I speak on specifically? 12?
Yeah.
Is that open to all of your people, or would that be one that you and I would speak privately on?
It's anyone who has a radio would be able to tune into it.
If they knew to.
Yes. And all radios have a scan function to where you can just find someone talking. So never assume that any conversation we have on a radio is private.
No, well, of course not. But one that would be quicker for you and I to talk. But yeah, if you give me a buzz, even your 2-click, which I see is what you use when you're with the walkers, when you're with the dead.
I take it you have access to some solar?
Yeah, a little bit. It seems like solar is hooked up here. I'm not sure the full extent of it yet. Like I said, I've only been here a couple days, took 2 to rest, and then today happened. So I haven't had a chance to look around, but I will make a point to do that tomorrow. Today's been a day, and I have a large conversation to have.
I just wanted to make sure that you could keep the juice going.
Oh, I believe we can. Also, I saw some solar on some fancy offices nearby, and I'm sure those could be moved over here pretty easily.
Just stay inside the compound until
until you return, of course. I'm talking big picture for the future of your people and these people here. Yeah.
And this is going to take a break. We went over long. Right.
Sorry.
No problem. No.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 10-minute break so we can go get drinks and stuff like that. We will be back in 10. Thank you.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to get a level. And we run. And dad joke or innuendo, probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 Oh, 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 oh. We roll, oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. Yeah, we rolled. Yeah, we rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
Across the table from you once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to get a level. And oh, 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 we roll, oh, 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 oh. Forget how to play. us know. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled a critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
across the table from you. Once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll, and we rolled a forget how to play. But not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for letting us take a little break. We really appreciate it. That was a big scene with a lot that happened. So, yeah. All right. So let's jump back real quick to our two people on the outside. Liz, Andy is decently hurt. She basically, what happened was, and you find this out as you're kind of running back, as you fell down through the brush, through the bush, one of the sticks of the brush basically stabbed you in the side and then snapped off. So it's still kind of in there.
Oh, joy.
So you're basically hobbling back with a branch sticking out of you.
Yeah.
You're far enough from the big group of walkers that they can't smell it, so it's not like anything's pounding towards you. But yeah, you're actively bleeding. Alex, you're... Ooh, do I have these wrong? I do. I gotta fix them. But Alex, you're on top of the rig. You finally see Andy coming around the front of the rig, or should I say the backside of the rig, like she comes out from between two buildings and runs on the backside. But you can see that she is holding her hand on her left hip, like lower back left hip towards the back and like that, and she is wincing in pain as she moves. Are you staying on top of the truck? What are you doing?
No, I'm actually going to jump down and be like, what the hell happened?
Fucking bushes.
And as she's saying that, and you can see that there is
Hey.
a decent piece sticking out.
It's like, oh shit! Just hold on. He's gonna like scramble in his bag, grab his cane. He's gonna attempt to patch them up,
So,
like even if it's just rudimentary.
gotcha. Is there a medicine check in this game of any kind?
There
There
is.
is. There is.
It's under empathy.
Empathy.
Yep.
Got it. Go ahead and make me a roll. I'm assuming you
Cool.
just like.
It's only 5 minutes.
Well, I'm assuming you basically kind of make Andy stop moving and you're gonna try and just get the bleeding under control, et cetera, et cetera.
Pretty much just basic first aid stuff that Alex will be taught at basic training until like an actual medic can get to them, or someone with actual like medical expertise, I should say.
Got it. So go ahead and make the roll.
2 successes.
All right. You don't.
So
pull
I'm
the
not
stick
making it
out.
worse. See?
Yeah,
Fine.
you don't pull the stick out. What you do is you kind of like you snap it off to make it a little bit shorter, so she's not gonna get snagged up on anything. Which Andy, that hurts like a fucking bitch. And then you pack it around the wound to stop any other any more bleeding from happening. And you help Andy get back to the house, I assume, to y'all's place, or
Yeah, probably the house we were staying at, because that's going to be the closest one to the trailer.
oh yeah. So yeah, you help her get into the house. And I'm assuming Andy, you said there's medical supplies in there. Do either one of you are you going to try and patch? Are you guys going to try and patch her up as Annie Bell comes to?
Well, the medical supplies are
I was
still in the
talking
house
about
where we
the-
left David.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
'Cause if I recall, correct me, because that's what we were talking about before we got back. David's in the house on the other side of where the reclaimed are with their horde, right?
He's on the other side of the
Okay.
neighborhood, basically.
That's what I thought. Yeah. With that being said,
Okay,
though, because
then yeah,
again,
you're gonna need to get me in there, and someone's gonna need to get in there and get some medical supplies.
yeah. Well, if anything, just help with the pain a bit. I'm assuming because again, I mainly took what was part of my kit for NASCAR.
Oh, you probably
I was-
have like field morphine.
Yeah.
Here's one of the things that it has always been true about this place. All the like really important supplies, the medical, the actual medical grade
Yeah.
stuff that they've gotten and everything like that, are at Maria's house.
Well, including all the stuff I brought with me.
No, that's you. All the stuff you have is there, but you've had to use your
Oh,
triage
yeah,
kit
not-
multiple times. You haven't used like the morphine or anything like that, but giving someone who's been stabbed morphine is not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that's like morphine. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in there that would help for something along that pain wise. Because yeah,
Oh.
morphine is probably more for like, if they got shot.
Yeah, there's ibuprofen and stuff like that. You know, you have all that kind of stuff. There's nothing really
Yeah.
that big. There is stuff like clotting gel, which will help, but not until you take that stick
It
out.
stings like a bitch, though. I
Yeah.
will tell you that right
Oh, yeah,
now.
I know.
Annie
I
is
thought you
gonna
did
be
too.
like, "Oh, that fucking hurts, man."
Oh, you're probably gonna be
Oh, no,
than
more
that. You're
likely-
probably gonna take
Well,
the
no.
rest of that stick that got snapped off, and you put that in your mouth and you bite down.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's what I would do. Like if it gets that far, I was going to take whatever was left of the stick that we broke off and be like, bite on this.
Yeah, but you can't give her that until you remove the item from the wound.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll rip all that clottedness out when you take it out.
In the how long did we say Alex was here again? Like 4 days, give or take.
Yeah,
I can't remember because I
I
know.
believe
three.
you were here for about a week, and Andy was here for like a week and a half, maybe 2. I think is what we said. I
Yeah.
was here for 3, but
I
you
thought
had been here.
Alex got here first, and then it was Andy.
I think it was Alex first and then Andy.
Yeah, I think it was like the week and a half
no
for
one was
Alex.
here longer than 2 weeks. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that time, would I know if anyone who was in this community would have actual like medical like knowledge more so than what I would have? Like would I have learned that from anyone during my time here?
Oh, yeah. What's her name's mom, who has all the kids? She
Oh,
was
Erin.
She was actually one of the ones who was one of the other reasons that she has kind of a lot of sway is not just because she has a lot of people in her little group, but also because she was a floor RN in a hospital.
Okay. Yeah, so once I get Andy inside and at least get my ibuprofen to help with the pain a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go grab Aaron.
All right. So you take
And
off
I'm booking it.
All right. So as you're running across, because it did take Andy a while to make her way back to the houses, you guys were spotting up in the walkers and everything like that. By this time, Coco, you're coming back down, I assume.
Well, I'm guessing right about the time that that conversation was taking place, because the length of that conversation was, I'm assuming at this point is about when Jason is leaving. Her name one time was Mina, correct? Mina was his second in command.
Yep.
Mina. I'm gonna like kind of stand up. He grabbed his shit, I'm sure. I do before he leaves. I do want to put out my hand to shake it,
He does shakes your hand.
Like shake his hand, if you will. Okay.
You notice that, as you go to pick up your shit, Mina goes and picks up the brain gun,
Mhm.
and she's now
Yeah.
just casually holding the brain gun.
Hey. Understood, Mina. I'm guessing you're staying here, or are you going back with him?
Mina says, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it. Okay. You do what you got to do. We stay out of your way. Y'all keep an eye as y'all see fit. We are going to have, after this discussion, I have with the community. There is going to be some movement from us. No one will leave the walls. If they do, it ain't going to be me. Not likely to be the other two that you've seen during the assault. Y'all do what you have to do. I don't think you'll have to do anything. I don't think any of them are going to be stupid enough to leave. We're to fight back. And if I'm being honest with you, he asked who would be trouble. And I do believe, sadly, that Shelley here would have been. And so perhaps this solved future problems early. And I didn't have to make that call myself.
Mina kind of just...
Because...
She just shrugs her shoulders and she's like, "It is what it is."
No, I am gonna grab my things. I'm gonna grab the revolver, put it in my pants, grab my knife, put it in my thing. I'm gonna pick up Shelley, and I'm gonna say,
"Oh, you're taking Shelley with you?"
Yeah, I am taking Shelley with me. I'm gonna tell Mina, you've got the upper hand here. I am gonna reach up under Shelley's bra strap, and I'm gonna pull the gun, and I'm gonna put it in my
Mina took that out.
place. And it's Mina took that out. Okay,
after she killed her.
Okay. I believe in you keep what you kill. I'm clearly not going to ask for that back. That's yours, understandably. And that keeps her family from trying anything stupid, I believe. So, I will discuss with Jason when he gets back. When he gets back, I believe he will be back.
Mm-hmm.
I will ask that the 2 rifles in the house across the street, if y'all would leave them there, that's the little protection that these people have from the dead, which they can't survive otherwise. Clearly, we're not going to attack y'all. Sincerely, that would be dumb of us to try that. And I think that Jason and I actually have a lucrative future here. So I just wanted to cover that base with you. I'm going to go talk to these people and make sure they don't do anything stupid. And I'm going to bring her with me, and I'm going to just kind of pick Shelley up, both arms. She's not very, she's small in frame, right?
Yeah.
You're not
40, 160.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I got that. Not fun, but I can do it. I'm gonna take her, and after about 10 steps, I'm probably just gonna over the shoulder. I do want to my hands had walker blood on them, but human blood and walker blood look different, and so I'm gonna kind of make sure to get a little bit of her blood on my hands to try and sell a story.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will ask, would that give me any benefit to manipulation, depending on the story that I tell?
You're covered in walker guts.
Okay, yeah, I think I've got an upper hand there anyway.
The only thing you have that's not covered in walker guts is the new shirt that you put on, and because you pulled it over your head, the inside of it is kind of covered in walker guts.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk Mina out, and I'm gonna try and look as.
Actually, you don't walk Mina out. Mina just
Not Mina. I'm gonna walk Shelley out. That's what I mean.
Okay,
I'm gonna walk Shelley out.
Yeah. Mina stays in the house. She's kind of
feel free to. Yeah. Clearly, feel free to help yourself with anything here. I'm sure you have your own supplies, but feel free. This house is more than welcome.
She's
no one else is using it.
Slightly bemused look on her face.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Mina's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm getting that. It's I understand. I've met others like her at this point. Uh, Mina, would you like a cigarette? I don't have many left,
Don't smoke.
but if you smoke, fair. Um, you have a wonderful day, Mina. And I'm gonna I'm gonna take Shelly over my shoulder and I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna try to look as not remorseful or woeful, but as like I want to give off the demeanor that this is a sad situation, but we have to take it in stride. And I'm going to walk directly out the door. I guess I see Alex running by.
No, she'd already gone by at this point, so you would be basically when you
Or
get to the house,
he
you
had-
encounter them.
Yeah, well, I mean, Alex running to get Aaron, right? Running to go get Aaron. Alex running by, not Andy. Alex running
Yeah,
by.
he's
Oh,
wondering
no,
Coco
yeah.
if
No,
I
that's
see me
yes,
going for Aaron.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as you're coming down the
I
street,
see him running.
Alex, run. Yeah.
Is Andy okay?
I say from how far
Remember, he was only two
they are
houses
from
up.
me.
He was only 2 houses up.
Yeah. Oh, so I see he's pretty far away. So I'd have to shout. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like
get him.
kind of.
I assume you
I'm not gonna run, but I'm gonna kind of move quickly. And I'm gonna give a shout. Is Andy okay? Mortally wounded? Yes or no?
The check I had earlier, would that let me know the overall condition of Andy?
She's not mortally wounded.
Right.
She's
Like,
Well, yeah, I
check it
got to figure
out.
that, but I just meant so I can answer a bit more
Put
concise.
it
Wait.
this way, I myself
question.
have been impaled and hung from a tree for a time.
What?
Question. When he did his medicine check, do I get to go bruise?
Say
Or
that
no?
again? Say that again?
Because I am at battered currently.
Mm-hmm.
So when he did his medicine check, do I get to go back up one or no?
No, not until that stick comes out of you.
Okay.
Once someone treats it and gets
That's
that
what I
stick
was
out of you
thinking.
and everything like that, then yeah, you'll be able to go back up another level.
All right.
Oh.
But when I hear Josh, I kind of like stop my tracks, turn, and go just on the couch. They got no, I wouldn't say blood everywhere.
I know you stopped the bleeding.
Yeah,
Bleeding but not
But,
dying.
yeah, bleeding a bit, impaled, getting Aaron, and I was gonna start booking again.
You do see Shelly's body over my shoulder.
Technically, he says a
Yeah.
body. He can assume it's Shelly because
A
she's
body.
there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
We'll discuss this in a minute. Get Andy taken care of.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
gonna-
say Alex already started booking it after giving you the, like Andy's
Yeah.
condition, and it's not even going to click in his head that you have Shelly over the shoulder
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
because like it'll probably click after he gets Aaron, and he's going to have like, oh shit, this ain't going to go well. But again, but like I said, he's running off to get Aaron.
Seeing that he's running to get Aaron, because I would know that about her. I've not spoken a lot, but I've gotten some information about the group. What I understand, clearly, if he's getting Aaron, she's medical of some sort. Then I am going to move towards the house where Andy and Tim were,
Okay.
and I am going to put Shelly kind of out of sight. I don't want Aaron to see her yet,
Okay.
or me. And I'm going to go in there, and I am going to give a slight call out. Whoever is in here, I'm sure Jason has updated you, the man that I'm calling Jason. I am going to leave this body here so as not to scare the locals. If you would please bring the body of the young man that I am sure is dead down here with her.
Hang on a second.
I just want
There you go.
the people. Oh, I just want the people here to be able to deal with the grief they have to in whatever way they need. But I will need both bodies. If you will bring him down here, I'm going to exit the house. And I set her body on a couch and I leave.
You don't hear any response.
That's fine. No shuffling or anything either.
Mm-mm.
So they've probably left the house. Actually, if I hear nothing, I'm gonna go. Could you give me a knock if you're at
You broke up. You roboted a bit.
nothing?
No, you roboted a bit.
Oh,
I couldn't
sorry.
understand what you're saying.
Okay. Wait. Can you give me a knock or some sign? Actually, here?
No response.
Nothing. Okay, then I'm gonna go upstairs slowly, calmly. Gonna go to the room where I know Tim and Andy were.
Mhm.
Anybody in there? They are?
Tim's body is laying there.
Are the two?
He's
Or
been
anybody in the room?
like, his shoes have been taken. There's nothing else in the room. The rifles are gone. Andy's bag is gone. Everything else is gone. And Tim's like,
Okay.
his belt was taken. His shoes were taken.
The stuff that's useful. I gotcha. I'm gonna guess Tim's a little bigger.
He was.
Then I guess Tim's a little bit heavier.
He was kind of a bigger guy, muscular build type stuff.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab his ankles and I'm gonna like pull him towards the stairs. I'm gonna try to as gently as possible pull him down the stairs, put him next to the shelf. No.
I know. I know.
As much as I am, as much as it's, it's a problem, but I'm gonna try and be as respectful as I can. So I'm gonna go lay him next
Without
to
trying
Shelly.
lift
I'm
up
gonna grab a
180-pound
blanket.
muscular guy and carry him downstairs.
Yeah, I just don't want it. It's more work than I want to do. I mean, I'm only like 20 pounds. Actually, I'm probably only 10 pounds heavier than him now, given a bit of malnourishment. I'm gonna put him in there. I'm gonna put blankets over them. Try to be somewhat presentable and respectful.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna exit the house.
All right. So you're exiting the house. By this time, Alex has found. God, I forgot her name again.
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah, found Aaron and brought her back. She immediately goes over and starts. She's bringing her med kit that she has. She immediately goes over and starts helping Andy. Yeah. I'm gonna make a roll for them real quick.
Yeah, and as they're treating Andy, I'm probably gonna be like, depending on what they have to do, like holding Andy down so they don't like jerk as it gets skanked out, depending on how they treat it.
Not bad. So, Andy, she starts working on you. You see, she pulls out a hypodermic needle and a little container, and she's like vocal. She says it's gonna burn a bit, and she does the whole thing. She puts a couple of shots in around the stick. You feel that burning sensation. It quickly numbs out, and she says, even though you've got that in you, she says this is gonna hurt. And she said, because I can't just rip it out. I'll do more damage. I have to back it out, and I can't do that fast. So she begins slowly pulling this stick out of your side. And she can't.
Oh, Andy is going to get very creative with their swearing here.
And she doesn't just.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I'm
she's
holding
not
you
just
down by your shoulder.
Yeah, she's not just straight up pulling it out. She's kind of moving it around, trying to adjust with the curves as it comes out to do as little damage as possible. So she's kind of wiggling it just a little bit. She's not trying to worry the wound out. And then finally the stick comes all the way out. And she says, I wish it was over. But it was in there a couple of inches. She says, I need to irrigate the wound. She says, and all I got is rubbing alcohol.
Ooh.
Yay, me.
So what I want to do to help Andy.
Yeah, no,
Now, Kelly,
like
you're
the
allowed to go,
entire
guys.
time, like she's
Yeah, go ahead.
the entire time that she had been doing that, you guys just hear, "You low down piece of."
I think your mic is just going. You're too loud because you lost all mic right there. Kel, what were you gonna say? Kel, you're muted.
I was using the
I muted-
bleep.
No, I was gonna say I can't remember my internet. I was going to try and help Andy. I was going to take the sheath for my knife off me and like use as like a bite bit for them, so they can help with the pain.
Andy, do you let him put the knife in your mouth, or you just like get that the fuck out?
Well, not the knife; it's the sheath
The
for like the
sheath for the
stabber.
knife, yeah.
I feel like Andy probably like he's trying to do this and Andy is still cussing as
Oh,
he's
yeah.
doing this. It's like
No, this is mainly to help with so you don't attract like the walkers are because I'm pretty sure the walkers haven't been all let out yet at this
oh,
point.
you're not wrong,
Oh,
but
the walkers are all the way up at the other end of the block. Because remember, it's,
Oh, okay,
it's,
there we
it's
go.
a four square.
Yeah, we're fine.
It's just a single road that goes around in a horseshoe, and so there's the entrance, then there's like a corner cul-de-sac, and then the
Yeah.
end of the street cul-de-sac. So,
Okay, I didn't know if the walkers were actually let away yet, time wise. But okay, so at that point, so the kids in the neighborhood don't hear because I'm pretty sure they could hear from this house.
So yeah, Andy, she is very thorough. Actually, you know what? This is kind of interesting. Andy, I want you to make me a roll. I
Okay,
want
what
you
kind
to
of
make
roll?
me
Endure?
an endure roll.
okay. Where is that at? Okay,
It's under strength.
there it is. Yep, let's find out. I messed up, but I succeeded.
All right. So this is what happens.
Does this work with an endure roll?
Andy, as she is irrigating the wound, you are thrashing around. You are in fucking horrible pain. This pain is so fucking bad that at one point you literally throw up. Like, it's just so bad it makes you nauseous. It's that bad. You throw up. And at another point, you actually you're just thrashing and you just accidentally swing an elbow around and you knock her the fuck out.
Oops.
Oops. It's near the end, so you're pretty sure she got the wound irrigated, but yeah, you knocked your nurse out.
Whoopsie.
Well, I failed to hold you down.
No, you couldn't, man. This is adrenaline and just pure pain rage. There is nothing holding. It would take 3 or 4 people to hold
This
him
just-
down.
This further proves that Andy is the black cat.
Oh,
True. Like, you try to hold them down, and they're just literally kicking, screaming, and biting the entire time. And, like, just tiny hisses of doom in claws.
Yeah, but this is probably the worst pain you've ever fucking been through. This is
Nope.
This is not even obnoxious. This is insanity. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Cal.
That morphine would be great right about
I
now.
was gonna say,
Are
one.
you gonna
I
hit
wanna-
her with
am
the
I able to-
morphine pack?
No, I'm not.
So you've only got like 3
Well,
of
one,
those.
yeah, no, I was going to hit it with probably a stint of morphine because this is definitely hurting like a bitch. 2, I want to see if I can tell if it was clean enough for me to use the clotting agent I have.
Oh shit! More fire. Yeah. No.
Wait, more fire? What?
It looks very, very clean. In fact, most of the bleeding is actually stopped. As the
Okay.
wound has been doing if anyone who's ever had a major wound that they washed out with rubbing alcohol, because I hurt myself all the time and I do this stupid shit, if you pour enough rubbing alcohol into a wound, all the blood vessels in that wound pinch off. It's a natural response to the alcohol. It still burns like
that's
hell,
actually smart.
but then but the alcohol bleaches the flesh of any blood, so you look like chicken.
Yeah, that's actually reminded me of when I stepped on a beer bottle when I was like 12.
Yeah.
Oh, there's okay.
Yep. So yeah.
All right, let's not discard that one right now.
Yeah. So, but Kel, what I was trying to tell you is the wound, though, because it's been so heavily irrigated with alcohol, it looks like it's very clean. So you feel, but the problem is there's no blood now.
But there will be.
Yep.
Not too long from now, there
once
will
the body
be.
relaxes, there'll be some. So Andy, you have something to look forward to.
Well, I was gonna say, is there any way for me to see what I can do next to help?
Pack the wound
for when that's before that happens.
Gauze. Pack the wound with gauze.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with the morphine stent
All right.
first,
Andy.
and then we'll say,
it is.
Hey, what did you say, Ray?
Bliss. All the fire is suddenly extinguished. Oh my god.
Then
And
once I see the morphine stent, he has
addiction.
fair. But once I see the morphine takes back, we'll be like, "Don't you dare hit me!" And I'm gonna start packing the wound.
Yep. Yeah, you just basically
Probably should have given me the morphine before you irrigated the wound.
I don't think she
really didn't get
had
a
the
chance to.
morphine.
Nope. And also didn't say she just started going to ER nurse mode.
He didn't think about that
She
before.
doesn't have anything like that in her kits. She doesn't have a field trauma surgery kit. She just has her regular little medicine kit. So he has a field trauma surgery kit because it's a battle kit.
Yeah. But is there anything I need to roll for packing the wound, or can I just do it?
No. She's got morphine in her. She doesn't feel she feels things, but they're very far away, and there's someone else's problem right now.
They feel colors.
They feel colors.
Oh, look at that.
So
There's a butterfly out there.
here's another problem.
Alex,
you guys probably want to have a
You've
discussion.
got a really cool beard, man.
And Andy is now higher than fuck. So
Can I
Joseph-
touch it?
Josh, I mean, not Joseph. Josh, you're coming back to the house at this point. Or you've been in the house now. So
Yeah, well, I know Erica went to their house. I am gonna go to the houses in the main cul-de-sac area, and I am gonna go and knock on doors and be like, everyone inside, threat has been dealt with for the moment. There is a discussion that needs to happen. The adults, if we could gather together, there's a conversation that needs to happen and some decisions that have to be made. There is unfortunate news, but there is good news. None of you, you're not all going to die. And that was the likely outcome today. So keep that in mind when we begin this discussion. I am going to go sit on top of the truck. Make your way out here at your own pace, but quickly enough, please. Fuck. I'm going to go walk into Mariana's house. I'm going to look anything in the pantries, anything in the fridge at all.
You guys have Mariana has electricity. She had solar panels on her house. So yeah, she's got a working refrigerator. Yeah. There's bottled water in there. I mean, there's not much else.
I'm going to grab I'm gonna grab like 2 bottles of water. I'm gonna look at the pantry. Are there any like crackers?
Yep.
Something just
Yep.
sustaining. Something with a little bit of something to it. Peanut butter.
Yep.
Does she have running water?
No one has running water at this point.
Running water. Okay. Okay.
There's rainwater
I'm gonna-
catches like that have been set up with tarps to make sure the rainwater is fairly clean as
Mhm.
it comes in. But there's rainwater catches outside in clean barrels, and that's where they mainly get all their drinking water from.
I'm gonna grab like some kind of pitcher or something out of a cabinet. I'm gonna grab some water and
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna go over.
I understand what you're doing.
I'm gonna grab like a pitcher and I'm gonna like go and I'm gonna wash off my hands a little bit. I'm gonna grab some water, grab myself some bottles of water, and I'm gonna go and drink the water, a little bit of peanut butter on some crackers, and I'm just gonna sit on top of the thing and eat. Nothing else is coming off, just my hands, so I can eat without getting blood and shit in my mouth.
Yeah. You can see, because you're on top of the rig and you kind of see between the houses, you can see the walkers are kind of like slowly going out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be in under pretty good control at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not leaving too many stragglers behind. And one of the things you notice, just because you see it happen, as the last of the walkers are leaving, you see there's like one of the stragglers has wandered off along the wall, where the gate wall is, and it's kind of like he's wandered off between the gate and he's down in the corner of a yard at the corner of the fence. You see another walker slowly walk up behind him, and then that walker just shambles back out.
Yep.
So they're literally trying not to leave any walkers behind either.
Yep.
The last thing you can see from up there is two walkers are dragging the gate closed.
I'm gonna make a scout roll real quick and just try to see if I like. They said they'd stay out of sight, but can I try and see if I can like get an idea of where the scouts might be? I mean, I know where I would post up around the neighborhood to keep an eye, but not be in line of sight.
How many scouts they could have left and been able to control that herd well?
Yeah,
that's one thing. And number two, if with the fact that you probably don't think it's going to be very many, there are tons of places they could have left scouts. It would take you like a long time to like be able to stealthily go around and check all those spots.
Yeah. I was just trying to like scan and see if I could see any like poking their head out. Yeah, that was kind of what I was.
It's going to be like significantly decently difficult.
Yeah. One success, no failures on.
You catch
only two successes.
You catch one person. He is on the roof of the house where the conference was had, and the only reason you catch him is because you see this little whiff go up, and you realize that there's someone smoking on top of the roof of that house.
Fair. Does he see me? Like, do we see? Is it a see each other moment?
He's in a position where he could very easily cover the top of the rig, so you're pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's why he's in such an elevated position. So you're pretty sure he knows you're up there.
I'm just gonna kind of wave to him real quick.
Yeah.
Just real casual.
You don't get any acknowledgement back.
Well, that's fine. I'm just letting him know, like, hey, bud, what's up? Like, this is the situation we're in.
Once he sees you wave, he's probably going to start the long, arduous journey of moving to a new spot, because fuck.
Good. I want him to be aware that I see him, but also, like, it is what it is. Okay. And do I see people starting to come out?
Yes, people are starting to come out. Andy? It was a pretty sizable morphine dose, so you're pretty fucking high. What I would like...
I'm high as a kite right now. I'm probably just chilling there for a bit.
I was going to ask you, could you make me another endure roll? I just want to see if it's to the point... Well, with all the damage you've taken and all the shock that's been had, I want to see, you pass out.
I'm knocked out.
You're night. You just go to sleep.
It's sleepy time.
It's sleepy
You guys
time.
just put me on my fucking bed and I'm just like, no, God, I did my job. I did it well, and I deserve to fucking sleep. Damn it.
I can just imagine Angoin's like, I'm off shift.
Permission to leave, Captain.
Yeah, I just looked up. The Surette is usually about 1.5 cc's, and depending on Andy's build, yeah, they definitely be
They're
toasted.
fucking sleeping. The good news is
They are
because they're
tiny.
relaxed and sleeping, they'll bleed less. All right, so
Yeah,
you,
but I'm definitely gonna check on Aaron though.
yeah, Alex, well, I'm assuming you checked on Aaron when she was still down. She has a slight concussion, so you wake her up and everything, but when you come downstairs again, she's sitting on the couch, and she was like, she looks up at you and she's like, okay, what's going on? She says, where's
Andy was hurt.
Shelly? Where's Tim? So you can see she's got a knot on her forehead from where Annie elbowed her.
I honestly don't know where they are. I just saw Andy come out of the house. Heard that's why Randy got you. Asked to what happened to Tim and Shelly. I have no idea.
Where's she's like shaking her head, and she says, what's his name? Your friend.
I say, out of curiosity, Coco, did Josh come in the house where we were saying, hey, meeting as well, or no?
No, I figured y'all had something to deal with.
Yeah. Okay. That's
For me, Andy being safe is priority. I'll give it a minute. I figured also once Andy was dealt with that perhaps Aaron would come back. That was my thought. I am going to actually radio you. Actually, that's a good point. I'm going to radio. Once Andy is stable and okay, if they can come to the main houses, if they're fine to be alone, as many of you who can come to the main houses. We're in the clear for now.
Here, give me one second. I got dogs trying to get in my room.
Gotcha. So as you're reporting that to him, and I'm assuming that Kels would basically, or Alex would basically, give you the 10-4. You see that everyone else is kind of coming out and kind of milling around in the cul-de-sac area. It only takes like 10 minutes for everyone to come outside.
And what is their response to seeing me covered in blood? What is their general response?
The general response is, they're not overly shocked by it. They don't understand, they don't know what happened to you. They don't know what's going on. They know you were in a fight, and there was walkers involved, so they don't have any idea. But all of them look to be in different states of shock, and some of them look angry, some of them look afraid, some of them just look dazed, as they seem to all be like trying to process what has happened today.
There is a discussion we need to have, and we need to have it now. Hopefully, Aaron and Alex are heading this way. Like I said, there is good news and there is bad news. The good news is you're alive. The bad news is, depending on the choices you make here shortly, for reasons beyond beyond my control and beyond anyone else's control here, effectively, you're going to make decisions that will determine how much longer you maintain that status. This is the reality that we have right now.
There is a bunch of murmurs, public people. What does that mean? We don't understand what's going on. People like, can you explain
the
at
walkers?
Least a little?
The walkers that came in here were led by the Reclaimed. Zach, due to his own reasons, and valid reasons, mind you, some point in the past, they took Zach's daughter. They had him scouting for places that might be beneficial to them. They decided this was one of those places. Zach was going to let all of you die to take this place for the Reclaimed. I have sat down with the leader of this group of the Reclaimed, not the leader of them as a whole, but the leader of this group, who led the Walkers in to this community with Zach's help. I should start with Zach is dead. Because of what he did here, he is dead. I made sure of that. For those of you who liked Zach, who respected Zach, I hope you understand that he was a traitor and was willing to let all of you die for his own personal goals instead of seeking help otherwise. Now, in this world, that is the case for many people. You make the decisions you make based on your own personal needs, and that is what it is. Now, many of you seem smart. Many of you seem capable of at least figuring out how to survive. But what is happening here is this. Yeah.
There's a bunch of people that there's a lot of murmuring, but as you explain what's happened, the murmuring keeps on getting less and less, and there is a lot of the faces go from either sad or upset to now you've kind of just got like a complete overall shock and awe as they're listening to you explain so casually that you murdered someone and that things are obviously drastically currently changing.
So, just to speed this along, because I could sit here and make a long monologue of this, I explained to them the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I explained to them that that if they are not willing to go along with this, they are free to leave. But this is what is happening currently. That I've sat down with Jason, that I've had this conversation, that so far we are at amenable means to turn this place into something that can survive. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. But it is a means for them to survive this world and maybe gain skills to survive on their own in the future. But I explained to them what the world is like out there because they may think they know, but they fucking don't. Now, I don't know what kind of... I want to instill this into them. If that is manipulation, if that is leadership, whatever that may be. I do not... Leadership? Okay.
It's leadership, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's probably leadership in this situation, given like the context of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you're not trying to intimidate or lie to them. You're literally laying it down, and it is terrifying.
That is one success on the stress, no ones, but God, 3 2s. That was fucking close.
All right.
And 2 successes on the regular. Good God, I'm so glad.
No, it's okay.
God, this
You
worse.
can,
But 3 successes
all
total.
but visibly see the weight of what you're telling him go across these people like a wave.
Mhm.
Andrea's husband says, "We can leave."
You froze there.
And so Andrea's husband says, "We can leave."
Not right now. If you were to try to leave today, you would all die. You will not survive out there. I would urge you not to leave. And as of right now, I believe the safest bet is to wait until the leader of this specific group comes back. Because he wants this. He wants this deal. He wants to grow this place, to grow crops here, to utilize the space that is currently not being utilized. And the reality is, as I've stated a moment ago, if you're not willing to work, they're either going to kick you out or they're going to kill you outright. This is who they are. And if you would like to leave, I would recommend not doing it today. I was told specifically that no one leaves today. You will either die out there, or I'm sure they have people watching. And how they take you out, it seems, would be quick, more than likely, from the demeanor I got from them.
They are I think that you can easily discern that the only reason that this hasn't turned into some kind of bedlam is the fact that, due to the way you present it to them and the fact that they kind of know you a little bit, they're still waiting for you to give them that grain of hope. So they're still all looking up to you to see if there's, you know...
I see this moment and I stand up. The reality is, I believe all of you could make it through this world. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to learn how to fight and how to survive. But I believe that you can, if you're willing to work with these people. And maybe in the future, allow you to leave here and try to survive on your own. And I do believe that we could be a cohesive community here. I don't know what that in the short term, but in the long term, I think it means all of your survival. But you will have to be willing to work for it. And I hope that you are all willing to work for it. Now, the last thing I'm going to say at this moment, Mariana has locked herself in a panic room in her home, and she was willing to let all of you fucking die. She is not the leader that you deserve. I do not wish to be your leader. That is for you to decide. I am willing to help in every way that I can, but I do not wish to lead you people. I want to see you lead yourself, and I believe that you can. There will be more to discuss in the future. I have more conversations to have with this leader of theirs. But I think for now, think on what you would want to do. Think of the future for yourself. And I believe that we can get through this and that we will be better for it.
All right, I think that's a good place to leave it for the night, actually. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was intense.
What is the final reaction there? Is there cheering or is there a wave of like understanding?
There is. Here's the thing. There is obviously an understanding going on, but the way the individual people in this group are handling it is the difference. Like I said, the only reason this hasn't descended into some kind of bedlam is because you were earnest with them and you presented it to them as someone who is a member of the community. And so there is just an overall situation of, you know, some people are panicking. Some people are like, you know, just like, look, we can make this work. We made everything else work. We can make this work. Other people are like, you know, like, there's no way we can surrender to these people. They'll make us into slaves. And other people are just like, you know, they may just kill us all. And like, Andrea's like, you know, I can't stay here with my kids. I can't leave my kids in here with this. We've got to go. And her husband's like, we can't leave now. If they have people watching this place, we won't get far at all. He says, the van's broken. I can go find another car this week. We can start getting ready. He says, but we can't leave while they're watching. So there is a lot of talk happening down there.
Do I see anyone who I think is going to try and do anything stupid?
You see there's at least 5 different people who are looking fucking, even with the good speech, there are at least 3 or 4 people who are looking absolutely deer in the headlights, fucking panicked.
Well, panicked they fine with.
No. Like,
they
are looking to bolt.
Oh,
you're looking.
I'm fine with bolting.
Are you looking for rage and anger?
I'm looking for revolt. I'm looking for revolt.
At this point, it's no. None of these people are really fighters. They were using the wall as protection, and the few people in here who would actually go out beyond the wall. So none of these people really want to be in a position to have to fight.
But I'm fine with bolting. I told them the deal.
But you can tell one thing as with any case of human nature, it's going to depend on what happens when they're being put, when they're going to be made uncomfortable, when they're going to be forced to work. And since they don't want to use, they're not going to want to use heavy machinery, they're going to have to do stuff like break up asphalt and tow it away by hand in the blazing sun. And this is not going to be, any of this is not going to be easy work. Breaking up a cement foundation from a house is nigh impossible without heavy machinery, and they're going to be made to do it.
Yep.
So this is not going to be good or easy for them in any way, shape, or form. So things may change in the future.
But they have to decide if they just want to live or not.
I know.
You know?
I know. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here with us tonight. In the usual theme of The Walking Dead, that happened.
You make choices, you live or you die.
Yep. We will be back in 2 weeks with the next episode of The Walking Dead, Jazz Funeral. In the meantime, do remember that tomorrow we do have that one shot being run by Renowned at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here on Dinner and a Game. That is going to be, we're actually doing the session 0 for it tomorrow, like at noon. Because it's like, oh my God, we need to do the session 0 still. But yeah, we're going to be having that tomorrow at 8 p.m. And so please be there for us to help us out. I totally forgot about PCRF tonight, but then again, we did our goal. We hit it. We raised over $1,000 for PCRF, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all to everyone who helped us out. Thank you so much to Renown for running the one-shots that made us the bulk of the donations. Thank you much for Geek Girl Lissa for running another one-shot that helped us out immensely. You guys, thank you to everyone who donated. It was really, really fun just to try and do this, and it felt good to be able to do something positive. We are going to be doing another charity soon. We're going to start another charity drive. Something I'm going to do on the probably right maybe a wait till after Gen Con. I don't know yet, but we're going to be doing another charity drive. We're going to one thing I know we're going to try and do this year is we're going to try and be part of the Christmas charity drive for wasn't it Extra Life? We did it once before, and we raised over $4,000 for Extra Life. We raised money for 2 months, and we raised over $4,000 for Extra Life, and we made it into a competition. We created 4 separate teams, and they all competed against each other. Each one of them ran for over a freaking month. Ran individual, raised over $1,000 each, and we raised over $4,000 for Extra Life that year. So we have big shoes to fill, and we are going to try and do it. But in the meantime, thank you again for joining us for Dinner and a Game. Please follow us on all our social medias. You can find our links in the link tree in the chat right now. Do not forget that everyone here is a creator of some kind that creates content. You can find Coco's links here. You can find Geek Girl Lissa's links here. And you can find Kel's links here. We would do this no matter what. It's our hobby, and it's a passion for us. It's what we love doing. But when we see someone take that extra bit of time to click that like or follow button, it is a serotonin boost that we cannot even begin to describe. And we thank everyone for doing it. And I personally would love to see you all do it for these creators because they are amazing. Also, do not forget, if you want to support Dinner and a Game, as you saw in the breaks, we have merch like my Intelligence is a Dumb Stat t-shirt. Let me move this out of the way. Intelligence is a dumb stat. Everyone who says different is lying, or they're too smart, and you should not trust them. But you can find our merch here at our merch store. You can also support us by ordering from Many Worlds Taverns, who is an amazing purveyor of fine coffees and teas. If you use the link in chat right now to place your order, we'll get 10% of the order back to us as a thanks from Many Worlds Taverns for helping promote their amazing products. And if you use the discount code Dinner and a Game at checkout, you will get 10% off the entire order when you go at checkout. And right now, because I just placed my own order today, right now I know that they're doing, if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. So please go and check them out. They have incredible coffees, incredible teas, and they have incredible gaming gear that has their artwork from their packaging on it, like play mats and playmats, dice towers, and stuff like that. It's all cool. It's amazing. Go check it out. Other than that, though, for those of you here on Twitch, hang out for a few minutes. We're going to find someone to raid. For those of you in all our other social medias, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We are going to go ahead and end the stream for you guys and wish you guys a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. And like I said, on Twitch, hang out for a few minutes and we will go ahead and find someone to raid out to. When you get there, make sure to let them know Dinner and a Game sent you. Make sure that you refresh your screen when you get there, because it helps with their analytics. And thank them for creating content, because like I said, it's the biggest boost we can get, and it helps us want to do this more. So please tell them thank you for creating content, and follow them if you have not. And finally, remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table, but you have to take care of yourselves to be able to join us at that table. Please social distance where you can, wear a mask when you can. Almost all of us went to Gen Con. Almost all of us got COVID. Please do what you can to protect yourselves. We love you, and we want to see you join us as often as possible, and you need all your spell slots to do that. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much, and good night. Get out of this. What happened? Hang on a second.
Goodbye, everybody.
No.
Bye. Boop. Okay, there we go.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. We roll. Yeah. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 We roll. And yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled a critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when